You're watching Poindexter Lounge. You already know. You're watching Poindexter Lounge for the unity.
Nicotina's mom! Tastes like sugar! Yeah. Nothing! Tastes like sugar! John Cena! Tastes like sugar!
Poindexter, you're getting all excited.
And now I'll make the point better. This joint's clever. In the lounge with Poindexter. So Poindexter Lounge, you know that we can get it in. And now I'm headed up like I'm Led Zeppelin.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. I'm choking on chicken.
Why don't you set aside an hour or two? We'll have a few drinks and a cup of coffee. I don't drink.
I just want to thank you for being here and being my friend. It's always good to have someone you could count on, and I'm glad you're that for me.
What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Vet, and it is good to have you with me in the lounge tonight. Welcome. Let us bask in the glory that is the lounge, for it is truly a place for nerds. It truly is a place for you and me to get together and talk about all the things that we love, not just the stuff that we say we like on the internet, not just the stuff that we want to punch down on, not just the stuff that we want to make up wild, crazy accusations about because we don't know the history, the lore, or the mythology behind. No, the Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds who actually live this stuff, who actually have lived this stuff since their childhood. They don't just say, "You killed my childhood. You ruined my childhood," which is physically impossible because these people don't have time machines to go back and take away from you what you grew up with and what your 8-year-old mind could conceive as being what was going on at the time. No, ladies and gentlemen, the place that we're in, the Poindexter Lounge, is a place for nerds who truly love nerd culture, who truly love these things that we grew up, that we paid attention. We didn't just come home every day from school and stick our mind numbly into an episode of He-Man, the Masters of the Universe. No, we didn't just stick our head into an episode not paying attention. There were some of us who thought more of it than just, "Hey, look at the good guy is beating up the bad guy. Oh yeah, go get him, He-Man. Get him. You can do it. You got that power sword, He-Man. You're gonna turn into He-Man. He's Prince Adam. That's boring. I'm gonna go get something in the kitchen. Wait, hold on. Did he say power of Grayskull? Oh, it's He-Man's back. Yay, the good part." You know who I'm talking to. No, I'm talking about the real nerds. And yes, there are real nerds. There are real fans. It's hard to define, but I think you just know. Something you believe, something you feel right there in your heart, in your cockles, maybe your subcockles, somewhere down there. But hey, welcome. And if this is the place that if these are the types of things that you go, yeah, I can relate with that. Yeah, I actually paid attention to the cartoons I watched. Yeah, I actually paid attention to the movies that I watched. And it made me enjoy them all so much more. And I don't understand why people don't get simple story structure. Then, ladies and gentlemen, you have found the right place. And so because of that, we welcome you here. We ask you to please hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell and join this growing group of nerds here in the Poindexter Lounge. Now, look, tonight we got a lot to cover. We got a lot to go over. It's been a crazy weekend. I personally have binged Master of the Universe twice now and watched parts of it different times. But before we jump into all that, I do want to say a special shout out to all of our members here at the channel. Thank you all for your support of the channel. Don't forget, you too can be a member for as little as $2. There's different levels, and that gives you the ability in our chat to be able to use all kinds of cool different emoticons and fun stuff. And it's a lot of fun. There's lots of benefits there. And so you can join that. Also, thank you to all of our patrons. You guys are fantastic as well. We really, really appreciate you guys. And of course, everyone who gives super chats throughout our live streams and whatnot. I can't tell you how much we appreciate you guys. You know, look, we're just a small little thing here. And for some reason, people still want to punch down on us. I don't know. I'm going to bring in Johnny in a second, but it seems like Han Solo said, we must hit pretty close to the mark. Get them all riled up like that, huh? Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Liars and scoundrels and grifters, they sure don't like it when you call them out, huh? Even if you have a fraction of what they have as far as subs or whatever. I love how that's the first place people go to. Like that matters. Like that has anything to do with like facts. Okay. Anyways, if you do give a super chat or you are a member or a patron, you qualify for this week's giveaway, which is this Blu-ray 3-pack of Superman the movie, Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, and of course, Superman Returns. And so there you go. Because you know what? We're a channel that likes stuff. Yeah. And we don't gripe and moan about everything we don't like and take to the airwaves and try to review bomb a show. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't do this show alone. This, of course, is the 2 Cents on Nonsense show, seen here on the Poindexter Lounge every Sunday night at around 8 p.m. Eastern time. But you know what? Today I needed a little bit of rest because I came straight home and I did the other podcast that I do with my friend Dawson. And so I was pretty tired. But tonight we're talking about Masters of the Universe Revelation, which is absolutely fantastic as far as I'm concerned. So just so you know, you got a baseline of where we're starting off on this. I just blew the wad right there at the beginning. I just like, hey, there it is. I liked it. Yeah, there you go. Sorry. Not sorry. Okay, but you guys know I don't do this show on my own. Of course not. Because something like this, when you're tackling nonsense, this big, when you're tackling this stuff and you're dealing with these crybabies who just cannot stand for good storytelling, you got to have a partner in crime. And that's what I have. Ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome back to the lounge, as always, our good friend, Mr. Johnny Pop.
Here's Johnny.
Hello.
What's up, Johnny?
What up, man? Yeah, I noticed we're not very big, but I did notice that a frequent foil of ours in the nonsense world just happens to be going live every time we go live now. So it's just kind of funny that
Isn't it interesting?
he claims he's a supervillain, and so we might even be looking at some of his stuff tonight. It's just kind of funny.
We might be. I told you, Johnny, before we started, like I don't assume anything. Okay. But I will say this. We know that his friends have been on this show, this very show. So we know that they know this show exists. We're small potatoes, folks. And I always like to preface this show by saying this. This is not a show to be mean to people.
No.
Okay. This is not a show to be rude or anything like that. This is simply when we see nonsense in the nerd community, we talk about it. And sometimes it's so ridiculous that, you know what? It's funny because you wonder how somebody can arrive at some of the ideas that people arrive at. And really, we know, Johnny, how they arrive at it because they're really not coming from a genuine place. DOOMCOCK, first of all, anybody named DOOMCOCK who wears a stupid helmet like that on his head is not coming from a genuine place to try to tell you about pop culture. If you are that dense that you think that DOOMCOCK, I feel bad for you. I'm not angered at DOOMCOCK anymore. I feel bad for you because that's where you're getting your source. That's where you're getting your information. And it's just quite frankly, it's too bad.
It is, man, because it's, if you don't like something, that's fine. You don't have to like what I like, but to just go out of your way to trash it and call things that it's not, it's just ridiculous. And we'll get into what he says here, but I'm wearing my Jay and Silent Bob shirt here, and I've got a bunch of my Masters of the Universe collectibles here. I'm a pretty big He-Man guy. I've got all sorts of cool stuff here. Hey, look, there's He-Man. He's back. So
hey,
okay. Oh, look, there's Prince Adam on the Sky Sled coming through. Woo! So it's I'm not saying I got He-Man cred, but I'm not just a casual.
Not saying. Well, I'll say this, man. I'm looking over here. I got Snake Mountain. I got in the toy room. I've got Castle Grayskull.
Yeah.
I got all those pops too.
I've got so much stuff too. It's
I got all kind. Here's one of my favorite. I've shown it many times in here. Like I just love my Homer He-Man. Love my Homer. but like literally just off to my left is just a ton of figures from He-Man. And I love He-Man. I've always loved He-Man. He-Man is something. I just took all my He-Man pops to work though, and I put them in my office. So I got them all stacked up in there. Tiffany got me. I've got He-Man on Battle Cat, Skeletor on Panther, and I've got the new Skeletor with Snake Mountain. And so that's all at work now. But I got my other stuff over here. And like I said, I got the Wind Raider down here, and all stuff that I had when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
And so I love that. And I had to, after I saw this, man, my son got this for me. Of course, you know what? Couldn't find the figures.
Dude, the new figures are like, we found one. It was Skelegod, and my son wanted it so bad. And we're like, no, we were.
Well, I found Skelegod. It's funny. It's funny.
That was the only one.
It was funny. I found Skelegod at a Target, and I wish I would have bought him now.
Yeah,
because I didn't know what the story was, didn't know what was going on. Now I want it. It's like once you see, and I should learn from that. But I just when it comes to toys, you would think that I would learn from that. Especially given my collection. But it is what it is. Anthony Grigsby with a $7.99 Australian super chat says, not surprised to see so many people against Masters of the Universe and Kevin Smith, but wait till they release the next lot of episodes. All of them will change their tune. Well, see, here's the thing, Anthony. You know what they're going to do? They're going to sit back and they're going to wait for this next one to come out. And then they're going to say, oh, you see, we made change. We changed it. We did it, guys. We came together. We banded together. We saved He-Man from the clutches of Kevin Smith.
Exactly. Yep. And the thing is, like, Kevin Smith just talked today on Twitter about.
Like it's not done already.
Like
it's not written, like they're not shooting.
Yeah. The only thing they were finishing up was some of the music, I think he said. And Netflix is the one that made the choice to break it up like this, because I think we have to wait until like the winter, don't we? Like the end of the year?
I don't know. I didn't see a
something like that.
I didn't see a release date for the second one. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, folks. I know where they're going. I know what the story is about, because any real Masters of the Universe fan. Now, look, I say that. Because and I apologize if that comes off as anybody who doesn't know this is not a fan, because that's not true. Okay, this is not a gatekeeping thing where it's like, oh, only us can be fans if we know know it is. That's not it. What I'm saying is I'm echoing what Kevin said, and hopefully we get to hear it tonight in the video that he did yesterday.
Yes.
But where he just kind of talks about, he's like, look, if you don't like it or you don't understand it, I'm sorry, but I didn't set out to like ruin your childhood. We had a legitimate story that was legitimately told, and we told that legitimate story. And anybody who's been a fan and was around back then, they know where we're going with this. This is not a hard thing to figure out, folks. I mean, somebody earlier said to me like, well, what if that's not, nobody knows where they're going, whatever. And I'm like, but that's the thing. Like, yeah, we do. Like
if you watch these commercials, because that's what they kind of were.
Yes.
If you watch these and you read the little mini comics that came with people like Triclops here, you kind of have an idea of what this overall story is. It's building on what was there. Like, trust me, like when I was, a little kid, I wanted to see that last sequence that we saw in episode 5 so bad.
Mm.
I mean, I don't want to spoiler alert. Okay. Spoiler alert. All right. So if you don't want to be spoiled, I can't tell you how often as a kid I would play with my figures and have Skeletor raise the sword of power and call upon the power of Grayskull and just be like, oh, what would happen? Dude, that was, and it's like, that's amazing.
But He-Man didn't
And
win,
he's-
Johnny.
But we also, Adam,
Cliffhanger, he didn't win, Johnny. Johnny, Kevin Smith ruined my childhood. I can't take it anymore. He didn't win. I love it how they always talk about how
I
like
know.
how everybody else is whining and how everybody else is just a bunch of soy boys and everything else. Yet literally they all take to the internet.
I'm anticipating the messages of being a beta male and all sorts of stuff here. They're going to come flowing in any minute now. It's come on. I mean, Aaron.
It's so pathetic. Aaron Entertainment here with a $5 Canadian super chat says Kevin Smith in Clerks 3 should mention these people and they're crying about wokeness. It's woke. He lied to us. Oh, he lied. I can't take it, Johnny. Oh, I just feel it from deep inside. It's like Skeletor just really like just got in there and just and I can't take it, Johnny. Did you see what they did to Taylor? She actually had a story. Oh my God, no!
I know. It's like, come on, man. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I want to know more about where this is going because I'm pretty sure we have an idea of where it's going to go and it's going to be amazing. And if you don't like it, like, we're not saying you've got to like this. Okay. Like, you could be a huge He-Man fan and not like this, right? But like,
I guess
I mean,
I don't know how.
But the thing is, like, there's, I know it's just, I'm just tired of like hating something because, you talk about, Hollywood has an agenda and they're using this to push their agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would argue that you have an agenda and you're using your hatred of this to push that agenda.
Yes. Well, because look, Johnny, they hated it. They hated it before it was even a thing. Seriously. Yeah. I mean, my God, they tried to say what it was and hate what it was. And God forbid, Johnny, somebody who's producing a TV show doesn't try to give out all of the hidden secrets that are going to happen in that show before it comes out.
Exactly. Like, I mean,
I'm sorry, but God forbid that they didn't like want to give out, all of the secrets, all of the things that were happening, whatnot, I mean,
my 10-year-old son watched it with me. We binge watched it. And, a couple times he said, man, when's He-Man coming back? What's going on? But he was engaged in the story through the whole thing. And at the end of the 5 episodes, he said, so when do we get more?
Yep.
It's like,
Matt, see, you're raising your son right to appreciate story, Johnny.
It's like,
what I'm trying to do is raise my 3 boys to appreciate story, but see, here's what people wanted. People wanted this, Johnny, to be their Tuesday afternoon, come home from school cartoon.
They wanted it to be like these.
Yes, they wanted they wanted it to be like the come home and like, ooh, Skeletor's a bad guy and he did some bad things. And then He-Man showed up Prince Adam showed up and he lifted the sword. And once he lifted the sword, it got cool because the lights all went flashy. And then all of a sudden stuff happened and he said, I have the power. And then all of a sudden he became He-Man and it got interesting. And I watched it then. I wasn't really paying attention before that. I was eating my Cheerios before then, and then, and then so I watched He-Man. He beat up Skeletor. He beat up Beastman. He beat up Trapjaw. He did some weird things that seemed kind of homoerotic. And then he turned back into Prince Adam. And Orko came and told me not to do drugs. And you know what? It was a great day, and that's what I wanted to see. And I didn't get to see that, Johnny. And if they don't let me see that, I am gonna make a video.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go download everything. I'm gonna go download everything because I didn't get my He-Man. Oh my God!
So here's the thing too. These are the same people that cried and whined and screamed when J.J. Abrams copied episode 4 for the plot and pacing of episode 7, and then are crying and whining and complaining when Kevin Smith didn't copy the plot, pacing, and story for He-Man. So come on. I mean, that just kind of like, that's a great way of just proving right there that they're just looking for a reason to be angry.
Yeah, gosh, man, I get so sick of this. Oh, you're a soy boy. You're a cuck.
Yeah,
you're a cuck. You're a
beta male.
A beta male. You're all this stuff. No, you know what? I'm just a lover of good stories. Never mind. I swear to you, Johnny, I'm gonna get myself in trouble in this episode because I've like I said, I've now watched this thing twice. I love this thing. I am like at a loss.
There's just it, but see, and the people that are complaining about He-Man and Masters I should say the Masters of the Universe Revelations, the people that are complaining about it, they keep using the same talking points, and it's not worth it. Oh, see, dude,
Paul, they don't want the characters to evolve,
dude. Paul, that's the thing, Paul. Like, we saw Orko evolve in amazing ways. That was amazing. We saw Evelyn in ways that we didn't think we'd see her. We saw Moss. Oh my goodness, Moss Man. They took a character who didn't do much of anything, and he had some amazing scenes. And have we seen enough of Skeletor and He-Man yet? No, we haven't. But we will, because now with the way the story's going, we have an idea of, now we can see what Teela grows into, because
I've seen enough of Teela. I've seen enough of Teela. The whole first 5 episodes, nothing but 90% Teela.
Oh man, it's like
I can't stand all this Teela. I got so much Teela. I got Teela coming out of my pores. I got Teela coming out of orifices I didn't even know I got so much Teela going on right now.
It's Teela time. Is it Teela Tequila?
Oh my God, I hope not. I turned that off in a second.
I'd be like, no, change the channel.
No, they did ruin He-Man if they put Teela Tequila. God.
And how about, so there's again, it's the same. And what's his face? Was it the guy from Midnight's Edge, like ripping up his poster and like,
oh dear God,
oh my goodness, it's like,
so
come on, get over it. Like you're just, it's just totally ridiculous.
And of course they all compare it to last year. Like all these people going downvoting. Oh, they didn't downvote. That's real votes. That's real votes. People are really going and making their voices heard. You guys should be ashamed of yourself because they're making their voices heard. Really? Because it's amazing how all those votes come from accounts. You can go to Rotten Tomatoes and you can go see what those people actually voted on. And most of them either voted on nothing else because they're burner accounts that people just use to go over there, or they have a very select group of things. And most of them, it's just The Last Jedi. And like most of them will leave a comment. It's just like, oh, but this reminds me of The Last Jedi.
We saw the whole Ruin Johnson thing get pulled out again, and it's like, this is just, again, it's the same talking points. And some people have, like you talk about, and then there's Rotten Tomatoes. Well, some people have like a dozen Rotten Tomato accounts. Like,
shifting gears, this is funny. You want to see He-Man and Skeletor looking at any Walmart toy?
You talk about peg warmers. Like there must be like 30 He-Man and Skeletor figures in every case.
I want to say they ordered too many. That's what I want to say.
I might go pick up a few more.
My
son wants some, so I'm like, let's go get some.
Johnny, Cara Dune, Johnny.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like they want to. These are the same people going, Cara Dune should have had her own Cara Dune centric series, and then they get some Teela stories here, and they're flipping out. I mean, come on, man. Like.
Well, this is right. She's just a taller, slender version of Cara Dune from Mando, and they love her. But you know why they love her? they love her because of the things that.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, you can say it, but I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, well, we know why certain people love her.
Hey, certain people got to hang out with her, and I still think that was cool. That was a great video.
Yeah, absolutely,
dude. When
man.
I still. I still laugh when I think about that. Drunk
What?
video.
No, your friend had 12 accounts on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't believe it.
See, yeah, exactly, right? It's like, come on.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. No, those. Gosh darn it! All of those downvotes are real to me.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Those are real fans out there making their voice heard, right?
Yes.
I mean, Sandro's like, you're right. I mean, it's come on, guys. So like, these are the same people that are like, Rotten Tomatoes doesn't matter, and then they're like, oh, look at the Rotten Tomatoes score. This is all
picking
and choosing what they want you to like.
All those guys getting ready to
about.
go to battle over Masters of the Universe Revelation right now.
Boy, I'm coming hard.
You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you.
That's true. They're like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we do have a couple of videos to get to, but I did want to set this up by saying this is stupid. All this backlash is stupid. It's the stupidest thing I've seen in a long time, especially given the fact, Johnny, especially given the fact that if you watch the original series, you should not have a problem where this show is going.
No, because and I'll admit,
this whole thing of Kevin Smith lied and blah blah blah, and He-Man, like he said He-Man was the center, and that He-Man didn't take a backseat to Teela. He doesn't. She never tries to be He-Man in this series. I'm just like, this is minor spoilers. It's not really going to be spoilers for the show if you haven't seen the show yet. So there you go. He never takes a backseat to her.
No,
He-Man is felt throughout the entire series. Like,
she's pining for him the whole series.
Well, they said she was a lesbian, right? Because her and what's her name share that look. Like one. I'm sorry, Dawson and I just talked about this earlier today on his podcast. Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting really sick and tired of. A man can't look at another man with a smile or like be affectionate in a platonic way because they love each other like brothers without it somehow being sexual. And same thing for women. No, women can't just be sisterly or friends, right? No, it's got to be that they're lesbians. And gosh, did you look at that? Did you see that haircut, Johnny? Come on, that haircut screams lesbian.
Exactly.
I mean, as they said on Family Guy, she's a super mega lesbian, for God's sake, right? I mean, that's just, oh my gosh. So the thing is, look, even if you, the furthest you could go would I don't know, be able to say she's bi, that like for a while she was with it, but the way that she pines for freaking Adam just destroys that because
exactly. I mean, there's nothing. There's no substance to that argument. Again, you're just looking for things to pick out to support that because it'll piss people off.
Like I said, He-Man is felt throughout the entire thing. Even when He-Man's not in it, his absence is something. His absence is him in it.
The fact that he's not there is a big deal.
Just because Teela is on an adventure to find herself and for them to get Teela to where she's supposed to be by the end of this, which is not to be the next He-Man, by the way. If you think that she's going to be the next He-Man, that's great. I don't. Because I know better. I know
that's
who
right.
she's going to be.
Exactly. I mean,
it's obvious who she's going to be.
They keep trying to tell her throughout the whole series, and she keeps blowing everybody off. And it's like, and that's a nod to those of us, to anyone who knows the history behind these characters. Yep.
So, Johnny, I'm ready. I am ready to take this on.
Yes. Let's check out a little bit here out of what Mr. DC has to say.
Mr. DC. I don't even like to call him that because the connotations of DC Comics, and I'm a DC Comics fan, so I don't even want to go there. Okay, so here we go, folks. There's a lot of people live right now that I know. Look at all these people.
Live.
He's live. He's live. They're live. G.I. Joe's live.
But we're the only ones talking about nonsense.
Right, yeah.
Well, but and the thing is too, like, I mean.
Masters of the Universe Revelation is the worst. Right there.
Whatever.
He-Man's Last Jedi. The revelation of how Masters
Midnight's Edge.
Midnight's Edge.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith's disastrous Masters of the Universe.
Clownfish. That guy, you talk about a clout chaser.
This is the one right here we're going to watch, though. This is the Fat Man Beyond one. That's
There's some good stuff in there.
Why Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe Revelation is something that says hype already gone. Oh, shut up. Oh, whatever. Gosh, that's wishful thinking. Kevin Smith sets up Tila as the new He-Man by Yellow Flash. What a freaking moron. I'm sorry. You're a freaking moron if you think that that Tila is the next He-Man. Also, can I point out something as well just before we jump into this, Johnny?
Yeah.
When they all come back and they are standing there and they have to call down the power of Grayskull, right? Anybody can do that. There's no chosen one, Johnny. If you have the power sword, you're the one who can call down the power of Grayskull and become the champion. So they didn't have to have He-Man or Adam to come back to Castle Grayskull to call down the power.
No.
And restart everything.
That's why this isn't the same thing as Rey.
If they wanted her to be the next He-Man and she was just a Mary Sue that could do anything, then Tila would have just taken the freaking sword and stood there and said by the power of Grayskull and been the one to do it.
Or giving it to Audra or whatever there.
Oh, that would have really pissed them off.
That
Black and a woman? Oh, my God. They would have absolutely freaking lost their minds. They wouldn't even know what to do with themselves, man. Like,
or
God forbid.
Have Duncan do it.
I'm sorry. The show is not called He-Man. The show is called Masters of the Universe Revelation. Just saying. It's literally not called He-Man. So that's literally not even a that's not an argument because it's not called He-Man. So I don't know.
I mean, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. If you go watch the old show is called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. This is called Masters of the Universe. I mean, look, remember the Masters of the Universe movie, Johnny?
Yes.
Back in 87, was it? I
With
think?
Dolph Lundgren.
With Dolph Lundgren. Right. That was just called Masters of the Universe too. It had He-Man in it. Yep.
Didn't Franklin
the original show was absolutely called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. But this is not. This is literally called Masters of the Universe. Just saying.
I mean,
I don't know what to say to that, Johnny.
I know. Well, I mean, and I'm not saying like you can say you don't like it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you can't just. No, I just refuse to let people just go out of their way because I highly doubt that, Mr. DC sat there and watched all these episodes.
And
maybe he'll tell us he didn't. I mean, it's,
I highly doubt that happened. See, I'm going to show you though something, and this is what it boils down to, right? Is all these people they wanted one thing, and they didn't get that, right? So they either wanted the old school Tila, right, to be there, or they wanted this. This is what these guys want, because I literally got into a Twitter back and forth with a guy who's like, she's not feminine. She's too masculine. I like femininity. I support femininity. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, buddy, but you know what? Women come in many forms, and not because of their sexuality or anything else, just because that's who they are. There's men who are not so stoutly, and there's women who are not so either. And then there's women who are. But the thing is, I'm sorry that you were pining for a cartoon woman, that you wanted the pretty feminine, beautiful feminine, because you satisfied your weird cartoonish sexual desires.
I mean, come on. It's like,
which I wish this upon you while you're sitting there thinking about this tonight, all of you who complain, and in your private time, shall we say, I hope this image pops up in your head. We'll see how that does for your bone, because that's something else. But no, they got this, Johnny. And you know what? This ticked him off. Oh my gosh, this was too much for them, Johnny. Oh my gosh, she's muscular. She's like going off on Indiana Jones style adventures and like collecting things and stuff.
She's just because she's a warrior.
Johnny, I just figured it out.
What is it?
Figured it out.
Wait,
oh my God, Johnny, I figured it out. I figured it out right now. This was all Kevin Smith's plot all along. Kevin Smith is literally behind. He's behind the new Indiana Jones movie.
Is he behind Indy 5?
Yes. Tila is going to be in the Indiana Jones movie collecting artifacts and stuff and trying to put them in museums and everything else and try to take away the magic. Oh, shut up. For God's sake, man. He-Man is all over this thing. He-Man this is He-Man through and through. And just one more time for those in the back.
That's the title.
That's the title of this show. This show is not called He-Man. This show is called Masters of the Universe. Revelation.
Yes. And
I'm sure we did, Biff. We sure did. Yep, that's exactly what we did. We were with Tila and her lesbian. So let me ask you this.
How do you know? So Biff, how do you know that
you spying on the cartoons? Are we?
I don't get.
Because it seems like to me that Tila was even made fun of by Evil Lynn for pining after He-Man, and as soon as she sees Adam again, they're like this.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably the platonic relationship. Did you see the look that they gave each other? That was a lesbian look. Johnny, I know a lesbian look when I see one.
Enosh, I've never kissed a woman, but I know Tila has.
Oh, you know what? Your son would have the same joy that you have if you weren't so angry. How you like that? I got 3 boys. And you know what? They all experience the same joy that I experienced watching He-Man. Because my boys love to hear a story and don't like to be pandered to. Okay? My boys, I've taught my boys, I have 3 boys. 15, 16, and 19. And my boys know how to watch a story in a movie or a TV show and not get all bent out of shape before the story's even done. Take to the internet, because that's how real men fight it out. We take to the internet, we fight it out, we let them know what we think about it, because we gotta let everybody know this is not my He-Man. That's not a good example to set. I'm just going to tell you right straight up, okay? As a dad, as a father, that is not a manly way to raise your child. You know what that does? It teaches your child to just hate things.
Yeah.
When you teach your child to hate things, and
okay, Biff, whatever.
Okay, Biff. Okay, Biff. Sure, Biff.
The troll level just went way up.
So. Oh my gosh. So that's what He-Man's about now. Okay, because you know what, Biff. Actually, can I just suggest that you take your time and actually go back and watch the original series, like without any cereal there, without any Kool-Aid.
Masters of the Universe, presented by Karl Marx. Whatever.
God,
sorry.
I know. Good God in heaven!
You're nodding. Okay, fine. Whatever. You don't like it. That's great. Move on.
Yeah.
Watch something else.
Watch.
This is readily available wherever DVDs are sold. So go back and enjoy that. I enjoy it. I enjoy the new one. So
can I just say
whatever?
Can I just say
yes?
As a conservative man, this kind of nonsense right here.
Oh, as a conservative beta male, you should.
You want to know something, Biff?
Yeah.
If you raise your children right, like the Bible says to, raise your child in the way that he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from that way. And I'm hoping you're familiar with that.
Let's see. I'm just looking for all the Communist Manifesto references here in Masters of the Universe.
God, we haven't even gotten to the video yet, Joe.
It's just because it's nonsense.
I swear to God.
I mean, I
swear to God. We could do an episode on this comment alone. For God's sake, come on. This is how this devolves, man. Like, I swear to God. I mean, really. Listen. You've been sold something by your overlords, literally and figuratively, and you're buying it and you're listening to it and you're believing it before you even watch one frame of this show. And the thing is this show is absolutely pure He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. It's pure He-Man.
It's expanding on the world. I knew as
George,
a kid,
don't sniff glue, kids.
There you go. Hey,
I'm just saying, like, for me, like, I've been very transparent. I'm a conservative centrist. I am not on the right wing. I'm not on the left wing. I am not some SJW, wannabe fighting,
whatever the buzzwords are, communist, SJW,
I don't know anymore. I don't know. Yeah, woke, whatever, right? Look, I tell it the way it is. When I see a show or a TV show or a movie or something like that actually expounds that kind of propaganda, I point it out. The problem is when a show like Masters of the Universe Revelation comes along and it's not, and people want to make it out to be, you're the boy who cried wolf. Because you're saying there's SJWs and lesbians and communism now apparently behind every corner, behind every door, and under every mat. And oh my gosh, the drawbridge came down on Castle Grayskull, and there it was standing right there, a feminazi, like like the sorceress. Like, what are you gonna do? Petition to make him the warlock now because you can't stand the sorceress? She has too much. But the most powerful being in all of the He-Man mythos is the freaking sorceress. Like, are you pissed about that too? For God's sake, does that destroy your childhood too?
She becomes a rainbow bird. How much more ridiculous can that be? I mean, the only thing that could have made it worse for these guys is if She-Ra came in. And I mean, like, I totally different topic, like, but the She-Ra cartoon that came out, I was not a fan of that. But like, you don't see me complaining and whining about it. Princess of Power,
She-Ra. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be spending this much time.
You know what it is? The only reason I love Masters of the Universe Revelation is because I'm vaccinated. So they inserted all of that.
They got you into me. They got you. They got you, man.
Had nothing to do with my doctor, recommending that I get it. It's all so that I could be filled with communism and wokeness.
Oh my gosh. Look, Chris here. Chris is my buddy. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, man. Says people who make comments like that don't even understand true communism, which is true, which is far, far closer to the teaching of Christ than capitalism ever tried to be. Well, I wouldn't go there. I read communism all over. So I wouldn't necessarily go there. In reading your comment, like, communism is not a good thing in any form. It just doesn't work. It's a failed thing. Now, what you can say is Christ taught us. Christ taught us the virtues of giving to one another, of treating everyone equally, of preferring our brothers above ourselves. Yes, and those are all things. Now, I do believe that capitalism can exist within that spectrum. Okay, and I believe in capitalism. I believe in letting the market define something. But that's what I'm saying, guys. If you don't like this TV show, don't whine and complain about it on the internet. Just don't watch it.
Just don't watch it. I mean, there's no reason to.
And Kevin Smith, we're going to get this later, but Kevin Smith said he talked to Netflix, and because he was a little concerned, he admitted it, that he was a little concerned over what had happened, right?
Yeah.
And all these people, downvoting and everything. And he said, are we going to be okay? And Netflix says, well, what, you got like 10,000 people like giving you a hard time on Twitter today? And he's like, yeah. He's like, we've got like 100-something million subscribers.
And they're all watching it. It's
and,
like the
and
number
they're all watching
5
it.
or 6.
Right. And he's like, oh, so you're not worried about, but what about the tomato meter score? And they're like, do you think that we base whether or not we renew a show on Rotten Tomatoes? And he literally goes, yeah. And they're like, no.
That's why Netflix doesn't really release their numbers unless they want to. They don't have to. They know what people are watching.
Oh, see, it's up to 207 million. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt, with the numbers.
Matt with the numbers. Bam. All right. So this is dumb. I'm sorry. Yeah.
If Rotten Tomato and fan favoritism, if Rotten Tomato scores and fan favoritism made Netflix renew a show, then they would have picked up more seasons of Lucifer. They would have renewed Manifest already. Like that's not what they do. They know what people are watching. Now, Manifest is getting more views, but that's another subject. So it's
Yeah, well, and George, this is exactly where I'm at. The older I've gotten, the more I've realized I am not an extremist. Nor will I ever be an extremist. And I'm sorry, but in the same week, I have been called many times in the same week a libtard, right, and a Trump supporter. I'm literally an SJW. And a Trump supporter, because really, the other side, that's all they want to call everybody is a Trump supporter. I mean, you don't even have to be a Trump supporter. Ooh. It's just like like half the country voted for Trump, but still, yeah, like that's. I mean, I will give the right this. The right has like a bunch more like stupid, like they're not funny, but they're just they've tried to put more names on it, like. I'm not even going to get into all that. It's just dumb. The whole thing is dumb.
I'm tired of like people being made to feel less than. Like you're looking for reasons to put other people down.
Oh,
and I'm just like I'm not a fan of that from any side. I think
me either.
I want to.
Yeah, so I've watched this twice now. The show, right? And so of course we knew Doomcock was going to jump on this because Doomcock is nothing but a shill. You say a shill for who? A shill for money. And he knows that he can rile up
straw.
Yes, he knows that he can rile up his fan base with this. This is nothing new. This is nothing that we didn't think was going to happen. Yeah. Whatever. Like Doomcock is an idiot. He's an opportunist, and that's where we're at. And so now let's hear all about boys and girls. Let's go to the land of make-believe and nonsense and listen as the future ruler of Earth. Not Skeletor. No.
Yeah.
Doomcock. Here he is. All right, here we go.
Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel.
I want to thank you all for looking into the lifeless eyes that I have somehow glued into the inside of this bedpan.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Masters of the Universe is an absolute disgrace.
It's like he has a small penis and he's proud of it. I swear to God, it's like he's like the guy who sees a girl and he's like, "Oh, hey, this is the biggest penis I've ever seen, so it must be good enough."
Oh my! I could just see Doomcock standing there in the mirror. I'm a star. I'm a big star.
Yeah, that'll work. She'll be totally happy with this. It's like 12-year-old kid like who just discovered is like, yeah, girls are gonna love this. Okay. The comment section at Kevin Smith's live stream was absolutely disgusting. Here's RJ. Nobody deserves to be told to die or be called the horrendous names he was. RJ, you're preaching to the choir, man. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Absolutely.
You don't like it? Move on. I mean, you can be like, you can put out negative reviews don't count. No, I mean, if you got a legit review, but like, I really doubt Doomcock watched this show. And if he did watch it, I doubt he watched it legitimately.
Well, Johnny, you know what? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
And I know my good friend RJ here, as positive as he is, would also want to give Doomcock the benefit of the doubt that this could be the episode, Johnny, that Doomcock was fair and balanced. Pun intended. Fair and balanced, and actually, watched it, came to a legitimate thing. I don't know. I mean, I guess he already started off that it was an absolute. Well, okay. I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna try. Maybe there was just a slip of the tongue. For the first thing.
Maybe he's got some real evidence here.
Okay, here we go.
In every way. The latest bit of woke-infested cultural vandalism from someone who either knows nothing about He-Man, cares nothing about He-Man, or just can't be bothered to give a damn about the fans.
Is he talking about himself?
I'm a fan.
Because I swear to God, if we really want to go there, if you don't understand what Kevin Smith is doing, you don't know anything about He-Man. You don't care about He-Man. You've never watched He-Man, apparently, or at least watched it with some evidence, because you're too worried about Teela. Teela!
And she didn't wear her bathing suit.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there are people, elected officials in the government that are actively
either that or Marge.
Yeah. Well, there's elected officials that vehemently deny things like the Holocaust and everything like that, but that's not a travesty. This is a travesty.
I literally saw people complaining that Johnny, I don't know. Did you read that Twitter? Did you read that Twitter back and forth that I had on Friday?
Yes. Oh,
okay.
Goodness.
Can I just tell you, RJ and I recreated it on Friday night. If you're down with spoilers and everything, go back and watch our show on Friday night. RJ and I recreate a Twitter back and forth that I have with somebody, and literally they're like full of crap. They're just like, I didn't see Ram Man or Stratos or Manny Faces. What the heck? Where are my favorites? Like, so you wanted them to introduce literally every freaking character, and he wanted them to have like major roles for like the entire thing, like right off the bat. And I'm like,
well, yeah, exactly. Like, how are they gonna like?
It's 5 episodes at 20 minutes a piece, for God's sake.
And then there's people crying about Trapjaw, and I'm like, come on, man, that was awesome.
That was freaking amazing.
Once again, Hollywood has taken something beloved by a huge fan base, something that speaks to the childhoods of so many. Memories of days after school, watching the adventures of He-Man fighting Skeletor with friends, brothers, sisters, maybe even mom and dad. Precious little moments of our lives that live on in our hearts and memories, treated like garbage by Kevin Smith and his SJW allies, as if our memories, our childhoods, are disposable commodities for these woke wankers.
Wow. So again, this is the same argument. This is like Mad Libs cut and paste. George Lucas ruined my childhood. The movies I watched with my dad when he introduced Jar Jar Binks and Metachlorians. I mean, come on. This is the same crap.
You want to know what Doomcock is? You want to know what Doomcock is?
A sad, lonely little man. Faker. Yeah.
That's what Doomcock is. Doomcock is so pathetic, he fakes it when he's with himself.
Oh, man. Oh, my.
Well, it would be hard to... Yeah, I know. Woke
no,
makers,
it won't
right?
be.
But, yeah, it won't be. Probably...
Once he gets some Doomagra. I mean, it's...
Well, that's what the Doomagra is for, Johnny. like, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Doomagra, guaranteed to keep your anger rock hard from Crockett Cosmic Industries. Don't forget, when you're plotting your revenge and you can't get it up because you don't even like yourself at the end of the day.
When January 6th doesn't do it for you anymore, grab some Doomagra.
Ooh, Doomagra. And make sure, to keep the other end flush as well with Doom Enema. When you need to flush all logic and sense.
Get that wokeness. Get that wokeness out of there.
No, get that wokeness out. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Here. Well, apparently, little Doomcock was sitting around the TV with all of his friends. Apparently, little Doomcock was paying attention to his sisters too much and not actually watching the show. Because if he was, he would know that Tila has an amazing story that was the only unresolved storyline, Johnny, in the original series.
Is that he was paying too much attention to his sisters? So Doomcock is Josh Duggar confirmed? No? Okay, sorry.
This is awesome.
That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut.
Nobody wants to see Doomcock's thing. Not even.
I mean, I want to see his thing, like.
I know. It's like I feel like I need to redo the drop just for this. Like, I don't want to see his thing.
Like it's a massive thing, and so I want to see his thing.
I mean, maybe.
No, I don't think anybody wants to see that. Yeah, I think everybody's done with that. Okay, here we go.
There's a new soap. Can you smell it?
Not as good
they
as
care nothing
man.
for our modern myths. They view the He-Man fan base as rubes to be taken at the carnival. They lure us in with false promises of an actual.
You know what the problem is with Doomcock? He can talk. He's got a vocabulary. Unfortunately, he doesn't understand the meaning of those words when it relates to what he's actually talking about.
Well, the thing is, it's like it's his cut and paste argument. These people say the same thing about everything. This is the same argument about Indy 5. It's the same argument about the Disney sequels. It's whatever, man. I mean, like
everything has the same literal argument attached to it.
Really, come on, like whatever. It's just it's garbage. It's garbage. Like he's not even. Is he going to tell us that he watched the whole thing right now? Oh yeah, frontman. I know he's streaming right now because it's kind of funny that plot twist. He streams when we stream now, so whatever.
You can really see the glue on his mask now.
You can. It's sad.
Well, it's warm outside. It's warm outside, so
it's hot down there in Texas.
Yep. And here's the thing, David. You're absolutely right. A sucker is born every minute. And before y'all come in, you're like, "Oh, you're just jealous. You're just of that, of this. You call that family? You call that over there? This over there? That's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reference for you kids. No, like you know what Doomcock needs? He needs a good Ram Man. That's what he needs. He needs a good Ram Man.
I could go grab that figure right now if he needs it. I mean,
I got it right here, man. I look, man. I'm literally sitting here. I want to like bring down all my toys right now and just play with them, but I got all this Masters of the Universe stuff back here. Merman's hanging out back there behind Trapjaw, I got those originals. I got these, I got the reaction ones back here. I got some Thundercats, but then I got like the new He-Man ones back there. You can see them like back there behind the Masters of the Universe because I'm running out of space in this room. I feel like I'm in the old Batman.
It's
So don't tell me that I don't know nothing about this stuff. Okay, I didn't just watch an episode of He-Man and just to tell everybody that I watched it when I was a kid. All right, I actually paid attention. You know why? Because I was an only child up until the time I was 8 years old, and then I didn't even meet my sister until I was 10. And so here's the thing, Johnny. I watched a lot of TV.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of TV, Johnny. And you know what? I brought it all in, baby. And I loved every minute of it. And I paid attention to the mythos and the lore. Paul, you know what? I'm about ready to, man. I'm about ready to I'm gonna have to. I don't know what I'm gonna do to raise the money, man, to like knock down this wall and like make it build it further out, so I can. I'm gonna start. Somebody said I should buy the house next door to me. It's for sale. And then, I should fix that up as a destination place and actually call it the Poindexter Lounge, make it a bed and breakfast where it's like y'all can come and you can all stay there and it's like a museum of sorts, and you can just come see my stuff. Somebody's gonna clip that, I'm sure. Oh, hey. Mary. I know it's hard to keep your dinner down while watching this, but you know.
Thanks for stopping by the lounge.
Yes, we love Mary. I love Mary so much. All right, here we go.
He-Man sequel. And instead of that, once we've bought our ticket and entered the big top, we find that they pulled the old switcheroo on us. This joke of a show isn't about He-Man at all. This is a show about Teela and her female friends as they try to save Eternia when He-Man...
I didn't know that Roboto was a female.
I didn't know Orko was a female either.
Oh, that's right. He's not. Oh, but he's effeminate. He's effeminate.
Yeah, God forbid. I mean, whatever. And then, I didn't know Man-at-Arms Duncan was a female either, but whatever, you know. Oh,
dude, I saw people pissed off because they
Beast
called
Man.
Because in the beginning of the show, yes, to quote famous, yes, I did. I learned the facts of life from the facts of life. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. The facts of life. There's a time you gotta go and show you grow, and now you know about the facts of life. The facts of life. When the world never seems to be living up to your dreams, and suddenly you're finding out the facts of life are all about you. It takes a lot to get them right when you're learning the facts of life. I love that show, man. I'll never get that stuff out of my head, man. That's good stuff. Yeah, I just
again, he's picking up. See, that's the thing, and I'm not.
Thank you,
yeah,
Kenneth.
I mean, Ken. Yeah, that's. Listen, like again, you can have a differing opinion. If you don't like it, that's fine. But you're just. This is going beyond saying it's not.
Tough
they
Commander.
Don't enjoy it.
Tough Commander. I'll tell you why. Why are these adults getting mad over this? You know why? It's because they want to act tough to everybody else. They want to act like they're the alpha males, you know, and that they're this and that. Like, okay, first of all, being the alpha male in a nerd community is kind of funny. Can I just say that? Like acting like you're the alpha male while sitting there talking about your toys is kind of funny. Okay. That's why you don't see me sitting around going, I'm so manly. I'm so manly. I got a big old truck. Like, and you know, I don't begrudge anybody having a truck. If you have a truck, God bless you. You know, some people need a truck. You know what I mean? But you know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. The guy who pulls up next to you is revving his truck engine, you know, making him look like, you know, he's like raised so far above, you know, he's up in the stratosphere somewhere. I mean, you know, Bezos has to visit these guys when he, you know, flies up there in his giant penis. But the thing is, though, is it's because they're little kids and they got nothing else. They literally have nothing else.
They got nothing to like, it's, yeah. They got nothing. Like, let's, I mean, I dare him to put together a coherent argument for this, because it's just, I mean,
Phoenix Knight, you're absolutely right. He-Man is the spiritual pillar of the show. The show is all about He-Man, his actions, and how the consequences of those actions affect the other characters. Phoenix, I couldn't have put it better myself. But see, here's the thing. When we say that, Phoenix, it's like we're asking people who like have no concept of what an actual good story is, or like what it means to be told a good story,
or the fact that like this story is being told this way so that when Teela finally becomes who she's destined to be, it feels like the completion of a journey, like she's grown into this role and everything. I mean, come on, like it's just
the only way this is the Teela show is if you just take everything literally. Like you just literally take everything literally. You have it just if Teela's on the screen, it's about Teela.
Yeah,
it's about Teela. Last I saw this show, I've seen people go on and on about it. Well, she's on it 80% of the time. No, she's not. First of all, this show delves into everybody's character. Look at the relationship between Evil Lynn and Orko that is explored. Oh my gosh, Orko's sacrifice like makes me cry. Like it literally brought tears to my eyes because it was an amazing thing that happened. Roboto, I saw people complaining just because Roboto is wearing that like post-apocalyptic the tunic or whatever. I'm like, really? That's what you're complaining about? They're
looking for reasons to get ticked about it.
Are you misgendering a robot? Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, but like seriously, that's what you're complaining about.
Yeah.
Is a tunic on Roboto, where Roboto also does an amazing thing to save all of his friends. Like that's like that's the whole story of this is people doing amazing things to save other people selflessly. But you know what? That's something that DOOMCOCK and some of these others who are coming against this thing, they wouldn't know what to do with that. They wouldn't know what selfless means to save their lives. And that's the only person they'd be concerned about saving, because they don't care about storylines where people give themselves up because that's soy boy stuff, right? That's soy boy stuff. Like, no, you got to take care of yourself. You're right. You got to take care of yourself first, and then try to help other people if maybe you can. But I swear I'm gonna go back to this. I'm gonna go back to this comment every time by Phoenix here. If I can find it again, I'll say it. I've been screaming it from the rooftops. He-Man is the spiritual pillar of the show. The show is all about He-Man. It's literally about him, his sacrifices, his choices, his actions, how that affects everyone. When He-Man's not on screen, there's a vacuum. There's literally, you can feel it. It's palpable that you can feel him missing. And that's what you're supposed to feel. The character doesn't have to be on screen 90% of the time wielding a sword like he did when you were a little kid, where you got excited when you saw the big muscle dude beating up on the blue dude, right? And that's the point. Like, that's how stories work. That's how real stories work, Johnny.
Well, they're telling a story that the adults can relate to and that children will find engaging. And, come on. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's good storytelling. When He-Man's not there, you see that the world has fallen apart. The heroes don't have enough direction. They need, now other heroes are stepping up and making sacrifices, the way Adam did. I mean, it's really cool. And trust me, He-Man's coming back.
Well, here's the thing. So according to these people, like they've come, like I got one guy who came at me over the Mandalorian because they were mad that Sasha Banks, her character, beat up Boba Fett, because they were like, it's physically impossible. Science tells us it's physically impossible for a woman to beat up a man. Really? Well, you know what? Tell that to a few of these women who are out here that like do bodybuilding, that some of the female wrestlers out here who would literally wipe the mat with these supposed alpha males. Okay, if they literally got into a fight, but that's just because they're butch and they're manly and they're not real women, right? The guy in my Twitter feed this last week, I celebrate femininity, not male replacement.
Because they want all women in every form of media to be like Donna Reed or I'm drawing a blank, the wife on Dick Van Dyke.
I
mean,
that's a long time since I've seen that.
Come on, or they should be like Carol Brady, and come on. They don't want femininity. They just want.
They want submissiveness. They want passive women.
And submissive.
They want passive women who just shut up and look. And every time that I try to stop short of saying that these people are sexist. Yes, Mary Tyler Moore. Yeah, these people are sexist and that they don't like women, because I don't like to just put that on people, right? The problem is they go do something else that's just stupid, and I don't know. Anyway, okay, here we go.
And seemingly all the other males in the show fail and fall. This show should be called Mistresses of the Universe Revulsion. if truth in advertising has any meaning whatsoever. I'm going to break this episode down and call it like I see it, but just know that I am beyond disgusted.
I'm sure you
This
are.
review may break down into a rant, but I'll try my best to keep my head from exploding for what these filthy cultural vandals have done to He-Man, and I will at least take comfort in the horrible Rotten Tomatoes numbers for this disgrace of a show.
Now it matters.
No. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. You don't get to falsify number. You don't get to be part of a falsification of how a show is actually rated. You don't get to do that and then claim the numbers, because we all know what happened here. It's pretty simple. We're not dumb.
People are piling on. People see this and they go, "Oh yeah, I didn't like it. Let me just do this too. I'm gonna go give it a bad review. I'm gonna downvote it." Come on. Oh, let's ratio it. Oh, it's just ridiculous.
Well, tough Commander's right. So like all these people, like anytime you question them, they're just like, "Oh, I liked Sarah Connor," right?
Yeah. I love.
What about Aliens? I liked Aliens.
I love Sigourney Weaver in there.
Sigourney Weaver was a strong woman, and they didn't have to tell. You know what? No, you didn't like that. You know what? You're just falling back on that. And what's any new show, movie, or anything? So you're gonna just tell me like all of them are bad, right? Everything is bad nowadays. There's not one strong woman. There's not one strong female that you can like from today's society, from today's movies, and from today's shows or whatnot that you can admit is good. None. They don't do it, Johnny.
They don't. I mean, it's they're picking and choosing, right? They're going to pick and choose. And this was an easy target for them. And so,
I'm sorry. The one that they found was simply because she agrees with them politically.
Well, yeah. I mean,
because before they realized she agreed with them politically, they were.
I mean, the thing is, like, there's, and people can say, I mean, this could go in a weird direction, but like, he's just using the same argument. There's nothing. I doubt. I mean, let's go. Let's see. Did he actually watch the whole thing?
Oh, I doubt it. Dude, there's people who literally came at me on Twitter this weekend saying, I watched the first episode, and I'm not even going to give. I feel that like everybody knows, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody, right? Whatever. But in the same token, like something happens in the first episode that's a pretty major thing, right? And they're like, that happened, and I turned it off, and I didn't watch any more because I'm not going to watch that garbage. So you don't want to be told the story. You don't want to know what happens, and you don't want to know the reasoning behind it. That would be like us all turning on Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, right? Watching as the Star Destroyer overtakes the Tanith and pulls it in. They blast in. All the stormtroopers start killing the rebels. Rebels lying dead on the floor all over the place, right? Mm-hmm. Droids running for their lives. Princess Leia zapped with a zapper. Darth Vader choke holding the guy, and holding him up and throwing him up against a wall. And somebody going, but I like that guy. Yeah. He was going to be a good guy. Oh, sure. They just go with the woman. Yeah. Look at her, the woman that they went with. Like, oh, she got shot. And I'm sure that they just had it on stun for her, but they killed everybody else because she's a woman. She's a woman. Look at what she's wearing. Oh my God! Look at her. Look at the way she's talking to Darth Vader. She's so womanish.
She's mocking him.
She's mocking him as a man. And that guy that Darth Vader choked, he was going to be a strong male in this, and they totally killed him. And now the droids are running away. The good guys are running away, and the bad guys are winning. I'm turning this off.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you turned it off right there? And never watched any more Star Wars? It's amazing about that, huh? Because it's story. Stories have ebbs and flows. Stories have ups and downs. Stories have critical thinking. Stories present us problems that have to be solved.
Well, and the thing is, like, this is one story told over 10 episodes. This is not a little 22-minute toy commercial story that you saw in the original show. I mean, come on.
Yes, my friends. Once again, the divide between the bought and paid for soulless shills of the mainstream media and the authentic voices of the people has been starkly revealed.
Oh, yeah. And he's got to say that. The authentic voices of the people, Johnny. The authentic, the ones that got like 12 Rotten Tomatoes accounts, burners and stuff that like keep going. That's authentic. Okay.
Well, yeah.
And you know what else is authentic? Taco Bell.
Theirs are the only, exactly. Their opinions are the only
ones. And that's not a dig on Taco Bell, because I love Taco Bell. Don't get me wrong.
I got one down the street. Trust me.
But listen. If you're gonna offer me Taco Bell or Tia Jalitas,
dude,
or El Chorritos down the street from me, oh my god, no, it's not even a thing, man.
It's not a contest.
No.
Take a look at these numbers, and if you can find it within yourself to set your fury aside, treat yourself to a laugh at how blatantly busted these mainstream media hack reviewers are.
I'm actually getting a great laugh at how busted your helmet is, and
based on 574 user ratings. Again, there are 207 million Netflix subscribers, and this is based on 574.
It will surprise no one in this audience that the very critics who have sold their souls to Hollywood in exchange for access to early review copies and a grubby paycheck viewed this disgraceful slice of cultural vandalism as 97% fresh. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, I do. You may view it as crap. I don't.
I haven't seen this mess, and I don't recommend that you do. I'm going to review the first episode here in a moment, but as you listen to me telling you how predictably over-the-top SJW this creepy piece of intersectional feminist propaganda is...
Yeah, so this is a great point. This is a great point right here. Dragon Bite says, Black Widow has a 92% audience Rotten Tomatoes score, yet the Phantom Menace all hated it.
Yeah, that's great. Dragon Bite. That's a great point. Again, Rotten Tomatoes, we're going to use this to bolster our argument when it agrees with the agenda we're trying to push.
Degrassi knows. I'm a huge dork, literally 6'2", 260 pounds. I was the de facto leader of every group I ever ran with. The Sportos, the Motorheads, Geeks, Sluts, Bloods, Wastoids, Dweebies, Dickheads, Woke Alpha.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean,
we don't, Jordan. We don't know that he wasn't paid for anything.
Again, somebody who hides behind a mask. I don't know.
Not even a good one. I swear. Like, you would think with all the money the dude's raking in that like he would like make a better mask.
It's kind of like the stuff your kids bring home from school when they're really little. Yeah, that's great, bud. I can totally see what you were going for there.
T.W. McKay, I can't mute you, but I would if you were here, because now you're talking sense, and we all know that you can't be talking sense in 2 cents on nonsense, man.
No.
That doesn't work that way. We don't talk sense during 2 cents on nonsense. That's why Rotten Tomatoes is broken, folks.
It's right.
Literally, if you ever want to have a decent conversation with me about something that you like, have the conversation. But I swear to God, if you bring up Rotten Tomatoes, you lose all credibility, because it goes both ways. I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes for anything. It's just dumb to do that. This dude loves his stupid buzzwords. Yes, he does. Here we go.
Remember that 97% of the Hollywood reviewers think this trash was great. Fresh. Doing exactly what it should do. Namely,
it's fresh, unlike his sweaty head under that helmet.
Unlike what he's putting out
ruining
there.
all the male characters and pissing in the faces of all the little boys who loved He-Man, played with the toys.
We're not talking about your Tuesday night, Doomcock. We're talking about Masters of the Universe Revelation. I know that you probably got it a little mixed up there, but yeah, we're not talking about pissing in any little kids' faces. No.
No. No.
Collected the episodes, yelled, "I have the power!" on the playground, holding up a stick with the conviction of the innocent and the young.
You can hold up all the sticks that you want. It's still not going to make it look like it's any bigger.
Yeah, it still won't help. I mean, yeah.
Darkening the lives of the men they became by soiling and defacing their memories of He-Man in Eternia.
Well, maybe they should have watched it once within the last 20 years since they became adults.
Yeah, exactly.
That might have helped. Instead of just going off of their memories, Johnny. Just saying. Instead of just going off their understandable 8-year-old memories,
I mean,
Here's the thing: the dude has over 200,000 subscribers, but you know what? To bring up the biblical reference, wide is the gate, and large is the way that leads to destruction.
Yeah.
Oh, TW, we don't talk about the girl. There were no girls who watched He-Man. My wife did not watch He-Man when she was a girl. So don't even try to go there. Like, we all know that no girls actually watched He-Man. No girls cared about cartoons. I mean, those sisters that he was referencing, they were probably being held there. He was probably sitting on them. They
weren't allowed, TW. Come on, you know that.
Right, Xanax? Yes, his hyperbole is utterly ridiculous.
Don't use words like hyperbole. It'll confuse them.
Those are big words to use during 2 Cents on Nonsense.
So that'll make DC confused.
I mean, if you took away his hyperbole, what would he be left with? A sweaty helmet.
Even as this knowledge gnaws at your soul.
And that thing on his head.
Even as you feel rage tightening in your chest over the running insult to the memory of He-Man that is this series, take heart. You are not alone. There are fans in the world just like you, and those fans, my friends, those honest voices out in the audience outside of Hollywood, those actual human beings have told the truth. And currently, in terms of audience score, this vile piece of propaganda is sitting at 37% fresh, which means one thing, folks. Masters of the Universe Revelation is one rotten tomato, indeed.
Sure.
The only revelation to be found in this Masters of the Universe is how embarrassingly pandering, woke, and cringe it is. So the show starts out with a fireworks celebration, and Teela shows up looking like a warrior goddess, according to the Queen. Man of Arms hugs his...
Because she is.
Because she is.
Did he not watch... Did he not watch this?
Johnny, what? You got to remember. Yeah, DOOMCOCK is this. You got to remember, Johnny. DOOMCOCK doesn't know about the lore of this show.
There's so many. But Teela was a warrior. She is, right? I mean, have I been lied to?
I don't know. Maybe her action figure only said the goddess.
I never knew. I didn't know I was.
She was always talked about as the warrior goddess in the old mini comics, and actually literally on the packaging. So
package. I want to see his. Oh, never mind.
This goes to show you right off the bat that DOOMCOCK doesn't know what the heck he's talking about.
What a moron. Do you? I mean,
hold on, Scotty. So you're saying that it's annoying hearing me say lore when in regards to He-Man, because there is a lot of lore when it comes to He-Man. People may not understand this, and I love Scotty. But the thing is that there's a lot of lore when it comes to He-Man. He-Man was not just a basic show that was on. Those mini comics had some deep stuff that was established. there are now several documentaries that get into the lore and the mythology behind He-Man. Yes, it was the cartoon was definitely set up as a commercial for toys. Okay, we all know that. But the stuff that was outside the comics, the Marvel, DC had runs of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. There's so much that has been established. But here's the thing, Kevin literally latched onto the one thing that was never finished from the original series. And that's what this series is about. That's what the revelation is going to be about. Is this reveal that will happen? But man, there's some deep stuff when it comes to He-Man.
There's there were always there was always a lot of stuff, alluded to. I mean, it's just I don't know. I mean, it's not like there was some there wasn't some giant hidden backstory or there wasn't 30 or 40 years of history there, but there's definitely
Steve is my old insurance guy. Steve, dude, it's amazingly awesome. It's amazingly awesome. That's why I'm pissed off, because I'm sick and tired of these idiots trying to tell everybody that something is hot garbage, that it's woke, that it's this and that, when it's not. This was absolutely amazing. I binged it twice on Friday alone, and it's absolutely fantastic. And it absolutely has everything to do with the original series. It absolutely continues in that same vein, in that same spirit. And I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm done with this. Cylon says, I like this show. Don't get me wrong. Deep though. I'll have to think about that. Well, Scotty, I will just tell you this. It's not just the show. Okay. It's not just the show, because the show was just one part of this. You got to remember, He-Man before the cartoon, there was much more there. They put a mythology together. You can find the documentaries. What is the one? I think it's just called By the Power of Grayskull.
Yeah.
Or something is something about Grayskull. I'm trying to remember. I think it's on Netflix, actually. I think you could find it on Netflix. But there was a lot of mythology that went into this about what He-Man was going to be. It was the people who created He-Man, okay, took it from a barbarian type of mythology to a very futuristic, a very ethereal, a very spiritual place. And there is a lot that goes behind it. There was a great mythology behind the power sword, behind the splitting of the power sword. Now, see, the cartoon never dealt with that. I think there was one episode
in the mini comics.
Yeah, I think there was one episode where the sword got split in two. But see, the thing was, that's why Skeletor came with a version of the power sword, and He-Man came with his version of the power sword, because it was split in two. But that was something that it was weird, because everything didn't always connect, because the mini comics and also the comic books that talked about the lore of the show dealt with stuff like that. So the sword itself, the sword of power, which I love that Kevin Smith gets into the sword of power and how it was created. And he did something that original series didn't do, is he talked about the splitting of the sword, how the sword came together and gave its user the power to tap into Grayskull and to tap into the power of Grayskull and the magic of Grayskull. The world of Eternia, and how it was the first planet and supposedly the place where all life began. People forget a lot of times that He-Man's mom came from Earth. She was an astronaut that came to Earth and she crash landed on Eternia, and she met King Randor and became the queen, and they had Adam. And so there's a lot of stuff. Like I said, the sword alone, the sword of power, and the sorceress as guardian of Grayskull and what Grayskull meant. There's a lot more, but a lot of it was in the comics, in the mini comics, which were not commercials for toys, like the they showed stuff that was in there, but it came with the toys. But the toys were more based on those things. That's why the toys don't look exactly like the cartoon. Like, you notice, like, He-Man doesn't look exactly like he does in the cartoon. It's because they were based off of those comics, and so you had the mini comics, then you had the actual comic book runs, which and there's a lot of really good stuff. Steve, man, I'd absolutely suggest that you watch it. That's what it's just for anything. Like even if people like don't end up liking it, the thing is I always tell people to watch it. Watch whatever it is. Don't allow somebody to rob you of your own like opinion about something,
Yeah, I mean, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. I mean, but to just sit there and call it woke, trash, garbage, agenda, that's just wrong, because it's not. It's not.
Paul, they talked about this, about Orko and about the future. So so you can actually right now. I'm actually ordering it tonight. There's a book. There's a book that you can order from. They have it at GameStop. You can order from GameStop.com. Which if you just look up He-Man mini comics, there's a book. What's the name of showing it to us the other night? The Richard. Go watch our show from Friday. It's got like 1,000 pages in it. It's got every mini comic in there. It's got every comic that had to do with He-Man and stuff. Yeah, there's this, and but you know what? King Randor was always a jerk. King Randor was always that way. King Randor was always putting Adam down and giving these little jabs about how he was disappointed in him as a son and all that stuff. Like that's just that's just what it was. So let's continue this though.
Daughter Tila as Orko shows up and cracks a joke, and Cringer Battlecat hides under the table, thinking they're under attack from the fireworks. Okay, well. So far, so good. And yet we know the switcheroo is coming, don't we, folks? The only question is how long before the wave of wokeness engulfs Eternia and drowns He-Man and his allies. Shit. Did Skeletor write this thing?
Stop taking your generic multivitamin. I'm going to fill you in on a little not-so-secret secret. Most multivitamins just flat out don't work.
Meanwhile, He-Man arrives...
Like Doomcock's penis.
At the gates of Castle Grayskull with some miscreants from Snake Mountain in tow. Only it is revealed.
So apparently he's just going to go into this and he's going to spoil it for everybody. And we're not going to do that.
No. I mean, so it's obvious where he's going with this.
Yeah. So I'm going to skip here.
We're left to carry on with the show. It emerges that Prince Adam was He-Man. Man-at-Arms knew it, of course, and for not telling them, he gets banished by the king. Another male bites the dust, I guess.
He's talking about the first episode still.
Yep. Because that's all he got to, Johnny.
That's
that's literally like I just skipped. I just literally skipped.
You skipped almost 10 minutes.
Almost 10 minutes there. And you want to know how much he covered? About 2 minutes of the show. From the first episode. This anger, this ridiculous over the top thing.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I'm sorry, but you know what?
Yeah, TW, I am wearing my Jay and Silent Bob shirt. I'll get Batman out of the way. Snoochie Boochie.
This show absolutely respects the lore. It respects the mythology behind it. It respects the show. It respects the characters. It calls back to characters and situations that have been long forgotten by people, and that's the problem. Casual He-Man fans, look, it is a show that I believe the casual people can enjoy. Absolutely, right?
I just, Enosh, we've talked several times, even before you and I did this.
Yeah, get that, Mikey. It's awesome. The Richard showed it to us, and it was fantastic. Yeah.
Is it I know there was a hardcover one a few years ago.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the same one, and it's only $34.99.
You can get it on Comixology for $5.99.
The whole thing?
Yeah, digital.
You sure it's the whole book?
I don't know. Is it how many volumes was it?
It's only one volume, but it's huge.
I'm gonna have to look. I will investigate this.
Yeah,
I'll look.
it's really huge. But to have the hard copy with all of the actual comics, because it's not just the mini comics. It's like all the mini comics. It's all of the comics that went along with it. It's got like the DC versus Masters of the Universe stuff in there.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's got all those comics in it, right? It's got all the comics from He-Man: The New Adventures in it, Johnny. It's got it's got the reboot stuff. Like it's got literally this thing has literally everything. What's up? Yeah, hey Gear, absolutely. Michigan in the house, Michiganders doing it. But I'm just going to tell you something right now that if you don't understand this is why you won't understand this show. For everybody saying Teela is going to be the new He-Man. She's going to be the new He-Man, Johnny.
No, she won't.
Yes. Didn't you see? Didn't you see, Johnny? He-Man stepped aside. Oh, but he didn't. Yeah.
If you that's what we mean by the lore.
Listen. People reacted the way that they did in the show because, I don't know, people died. The people who were close to them died. He-Man, the champion of Eternia, died. And then also people realized that not only did He-Man die, Adam died. Teela loved He-Man. Okay, it's the classic Lois Lane loving Clark Kent and Superman kind of thing. And it shows up later in the show. Teela wanted so bad to be with that, and then Randor figuring out that his son was this master of the universe the whole time, right? Yeah. That he had put his son down time after time after time after time, telling him to be like He-Man, and here he was He-Man.
Yeah,
right. And so
and I love how they kept the King Randor as a jerky, distant father. They kept that vibe in there a little bit. It's like,
yeah,
he feels like it, and his wife is like telling him there, she's like, how could you never understand that they're talking about our son?
Yep.
He's like, oh.
So the thing is like Randor loses it because you know what?
Yeah.
People experience loss and pain and hurt in many different ways. And I will tell you this, if I found out that my son was in that situation and one of my sons had died and everybody around me kept it as a secret from me, I would kick them out too. I would have kicked them out too, because that's my child. And you allowed my child, look, as He-Man, he's He-Man, but that's my child. Yeah. Okay. And the thing is if you allowed my child to go out and parade around and fight off the evils of Skeletor and Snake Mountain, and now my son is dead, I would kick everybody out of my kingdom as well. And the thing is, and then you look at Teela, a lot of things happen to Teela all at once. Not only does Teela find out that Adam is He-Man, so that stirs up confusion and emotion.
Yep.
Okay. She also watches as her dad, her adoptive dad, by the way, her adoptive
father, for reasons. I mean, I won't spoil everything.
Well, this isn't a spoiler. You all need to know this. You all just need to flat out know, but we'll get there. But the thing is, her adoptive dad, Duncan, I saw people, they called her Man-at-Arms. That's a position. It is literally a position within the kingdom. His name was not Man-at-Arms. His name was Duncan. Man-at-Arms was his position.
That was his title.
And in the old cartoon, they always set it up that she was training to take his place. The funny thing is that it's not his place that she will be taking. And it's not He-Man's place either. Neither one of them. Nope. Not a man. She's not training to take a man's place. Nope. But the thing is that she finds out that everyone lied to her dad, her friends, like everyone. And not only that, but her dad is banished. Like the whole thing comes crashing down. She's losing everything all at once, and she does not believe in what she's fighting for anymore because everything has always been about magic and all these things, and it doesn't make sense anymore. And so, yes, she's very emotional.
Yeah.
And listen, you know what? Before anyone says how someone should react to loss, whether it be the death of someone, whether it be attacks or things that happen, everybody reacts different. And I felt the way that she reacted was absolutely fine, given the fact of what happened to her. And you know what? You can't tell somebody how to act when they find out that their closest friend and romantic interest have died. Basically, 2 people died. The 2 people closest to Tila died, and her dad betrayed her. Her friends, she felt, betrayed her. Yeah, you'd probably be a little pissed off too, and you'd probably be pretty hurt, and you probably want to walk away from all that too. Just saying. But here's the thing. I'm going to spell it right out for you, and then we're going to listen to Kevin Smith for a minute.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You want to know what this show's about? I'm going to tell you. And you know what? And if you still want to bust my balls, if you still want to give me a hard time, and if you still want to tweet at me and do whatever, and if you know this, then shame on you. If you know this and you watch the original show and you know this and you're still complaining like this, shame on you, because you are griping about something that you should not be griping about. Because you know what? Tila's not going to be the next He-Man.
Yes.
She's not going to lift the power sword at the end of this and become the next He-Man and say by the power of Grayskull and all that stuff. She's not going to take over Duncan's position as man-at-arms in the royal court by the time this is all done. You know who she's going to be?
Who?
She's funny, isn't it? That
Evelyn.
She's so mad about magic, isn't she? And she keeps talking about how like she's tired of the magic. She's tired of all that stuff. Because all it's done is caused issues after issues after issues. And they're making a point of that, to have her be mad at the magic, at the mystery and all those things. And did you notice at the beginning, they get called to Grayskull, and Tila says, well, why, ask the sorceress, well, why did you even call us? Why did you call us? Because I wanted to see you one last time. And throughout the entire show,
that's because the sorceress is woke.
Yeah, exactly. Because she just wanted to like empower her somehow, right? Whatever. Right. But the thing is then throughout the entire show, everybody tries to have a talk with her. You know, did you notice that? I know these people didn't have time to even notice that.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing is like they keep trying to have a talk with her and keep trying to explain to her something that she needs to know. You know why? Because in the original series, in season one, there was an episode in which it was revealed to her, and she was told this in that episode. The sorceress revealed how she became the sorceress.
And how did that happen, Nina?
Well, the most important thing is the sorceress had a daughter.
No, daughter? A girl?
A girl.
Oh,
a girl, a red-headed girl.
I call
that she gave up to be raised.
What?
By the captain of the Royal Guard, the man-at-arms of the Royal Guard, Duncan.
Prince Adam?
Nope.
Oh, what?
Duncan.
No, what? So
yeah,
the sorceress's daughter is
the sorceress's daughter. No, not Cringer. Oh, it ain't Stinkor.
Beastman.
Yes, Beastman. You got it. Boy, she was such a beastly woman. No, yeah. The sorcerer, yeah, I'm sure the sorceress is a lesbian too, even though she had a child and has literally been pining for Duncan because she loved Duncan. The sorceress and Duncan had a thing. Why do you think that they look at each other the way that they do?
Exactly.
Look, watch the show again. The very first thing when Duncan runs into the castle and the sorceress is there trying to hold everything back, and he walks in and she does this.
Exactly.
She loves Duncan, and that's why she had him raise her daughter. as his own. And he loves her, and that's why he raised her daughter as his own. It's not that hard, folks. And guess what? That whole episode, you know what they talk about? How one day, because they reveal it to her, and it's too much for Tila. Oh, I don't know, kind of like being overwhelmed. Yeah, they actually established that. And you know what? It's over. She's overwhelmed, and she can't believe that one day she is set up to become
He-Man.
Nope. Nope, not Skeletor, not Beastman, not Evil Lynn. She is set up to become the next sorceress.
Oh.
Yeah. So when all these people who are like, oh, well, she's gonna be the next He-Man and take over for He-Man and be the next champion. No, she's not. No, she's not. Well, you can't know that, Enosh. Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I've actually listened to what Kevin has said. I've actually listened to what people are talking about. And I'll tell you this, if that doesn't happen, then Kevin is stupid.
Well,
and I'll be the first person to do a 2-hour stream on how Kevin Smith is an absolute moron if that's not what ends up happening by the end of this, or at least that's where we see where they're going.
If that's not where it goes, then I'll definitely be like, come on, man, this is not what I wanted. I'm out. But I'm not going to sit there and call it a bunch of garbage.
But there's your reason, and when she, but see, the thing was they stripped her memory of it.
Exactly.
They took her memory of it because it was too much for her to deal with at the
now,
time.
And she has to grow and evolve in order to be able to handle that. That's what we're leading up to here. She will be able to take on Skelegod on Skeletor with He-Man, but she has to be there. Like you know what I mean? Like I know it's come on.
Yep.
Oh.
I'm just telling you,
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a huge payoff. It's gonna be great. But if I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong. I'll say that I didn't like it. But I'm not going to sit there and, call it things that it's not.
So. Exactly. And nobody should be.
No.
But the thing is if you are listening to people like Doomcock and you're listening to these people who are trying to tell you these lies because they're trying to stir you up, they're trying to stir up your anger about this stuff and get you pissed off at this.
Yeah, it's just
David, that wouldn't be a bad idea of doing a commentary to the movie The Secret of the Sword. See, this is the difference between me, guys, and maybe some YouTubers out there. And I'm not saying I'm the end all be all of knowledge, okay? But the thing is there are we talked about this the other night too. There are people who watch the shows or watch these movies, and then there are people who lived it. Okay?
Yeah.
I lived these properties. Why do you think I'm a 45-year-old man with a house full of toys and pop culture stuff?
Because you're a beta male.
Yeah, that's why.
Because you're an SJW. Come on, man. I mean, it's like,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that is I lived this stuff, folks. And totally. And there are many others who did too. And you know what? That's why not everyone is losing their mind over this, because they see where it's going. They understand the story that Kevin Smith is blessing us with, because that was the only loophole. It was the only story thread left unresolved.
What are they going to do
from the original show?
Exactly.
Johnny.
Exactly.
It was the only one. It was the only one. And so it shows how smart he is.
Exactly.
So I want to listen to a little bit of this. We're not going to listen to this whole thing because it's, but I invite you. I'm actually going to take here and
share that link.
Share this link. If you have any doubts at all, you need to do this. Watch this. Kevin Smith.
And if you don't think Kevin actually cares what people say, then you've obviously never followed him on social media, and he would not be saying some of these things if he didn't want you to understand and enjoy what he's doing.
And you know what? He was actually very, very. He was not rude to anybody with this. Like he was very from the heart and just shared from the heart on this. And like for anybody to come after him after the way that he acted, he didn't just try to like drop a bomb on anybody or anything like that. He just told people how he felt, you know, and just tried to share it. Now we're gonna listen to a little bit about this.
Oh my God! And even within the first 5 episodes,
now this is the guy.
Someone dies. 2 people fucking die.
Yeah,
they come back. Even the tree guy fucking comes back. Like, so at that point, you're like, are you fucking serious? Or are you just denying reality? Like,
I saw.
Do you think here even better?
Yes.
Do you think Mattel? I'd walk in. I was like, you know what I want to do? Kill Orko.
Yeah. Done. Money.
Yeah. Do you know what they would do? There's the door, Silent Bill. You know, like. And again, people are like, "Oh man, this is a fucking Tila show and stuff." Like, yes, as I said from the beginning, Tila plays a very prominent part in it and stuff. And if you follow closely and read between the lines, you see where we're going with it. We're continuing the classic story that they began years ago.
Episode 6 of the fucking show is Tila's quest. If I can drop some fucking receipts
Episode
here.
6 of
Original
He-Man
Filmation.
and the Masters of the
Correct.
Universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called Tila's Quest.
What happens in that episode? Written by Paul Dini. What happens
that
in that
episode? 6 out of fucking 200. I mean, they made so many episodes of that show within 2 years, right?
Yes.
130.
Uploaded at the very beginning of the thing is about Tila's backstory and her destiny, which is she is adopted. Man-at-Arms is not her biological father. I'm talking about a thing that happens
I'm not
in
putting for a
that
fucking sequelizing. Shut
filmation.
the fuck up.
I'm just saying.
But in any event,
No,
what
but
he's saying
I'm
and what
saying
he's
this-
oversaying and getting us in fucking
I'm
trouble
saying to your
is.
defense is you're not pulling this out of your ass. That's been there for
my
40 years.
point is that like we didn't fucking create anything new. One of the things that we did
From
was
the
like,
very beginning.
let's find the most interesting storyline, and this storyline was interesting.
It was there the
tied
whole
into the
time.
storyline we wanted to
it's
do,
been
which is
on the
hold
table.
the fuck on or go fuck. As annoying as your fucking character. What we were trying to do, of course, was the key to telling an extended He-Man story. If we were telling He-Man episodics like they did with He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, you know, everything just resets at the end of the episode. Obviously, we're telling one long episode that's chopped into story, chopped into chapters. The key to the story is basically it's keep away. You have to keep away with the sword. Like whoever gets the fucking sword becomes the master of the universe.
Exactly.
So in order to make an interesting story, the first thing you do is take the most powerful man in the universe and try to fucking keep the sword away from him. How we do it in episode 1 is he gives his fucking life. He sacrifices his life. Now, you know, I've been accused of lying for saying that that I'm like He-Man does no stepping aside. If He-Man giving his life for the entire universe is stepping aside, then Tony Stark stepped aside. Jesus Christ stepped aside. Like it's a messianic moment. And if you follow, like, you know, classic literature, the hero's arc, like, bless you, it's where the hero has to go. Eventually, you have to sacrifice your life for some greater cause than
You got to
yourself.
lose your life
no
to
greater
find it.
fucking sacrifice than that. So with us, we were like, okay, like we don't have the benefit of just resetting every episode. We're telling one long episode and whatnot. And let's try to tell a story about what happens when people who, you know, thought they knew things find out they were fucking lied to while we're playing keep away with the sword.
Yeah.
So the first 5 that everybody could see, like to me, maybe because I know the back 5 and I'm in the back 5, like the first 5 I haven't dealt with in months. They've been done and sitting there. We're still dealing with back 5 right now.
Can I just say,
thank you, Degrassi.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Thank you. Some of us actually appreciate what you did with this series.
Yes.
Some of us actually care about these characters. Yes. We don't just give it lip service. We don't put on a freaking helmet that's misaligned and go on and try to stir up people to just be angry about something that they don't understand anything about. That, oh, well, I played with them toys, so I know all about it. No, that's not how it works. No. It's not how it works. Just because you played with the toys doesn't mean you know about this. He literally just told you what to go look for. Episode 6. Okay, so right now, after the show's done, why don't you go right here on YouTube, find Tila's Quest, episode 6 and then try to tell me that Kevin Smith doesn't know about He-Man, that Kevin Smith is the problem and not all these idiots.
I mean,
this is the worst nonsense, Johnny, that I think we've ever dealt with, because it's literally like easily debunked, easily destroyed. And they look, they don't have anything else. That segment of fandom is running out of things to be pissed off at, every single day. So literally, they can't be pissed off at Star Wars anymore, because Star Wars has gotten good again, well, according to them, right? According to people who are rediscovering it, now they're all happy about it and everything, right? And they can't wait for it. So you can't really, piss all over it anymore doing that, right? And you can't get all upset about all this stuff. I mean, I guess you can go after Snake Eyes, but I think that they're kind of, I don't know if they even care about doing that much. Like, that's what they should have focused their attention on, because Snake Eyes is a travesty.
You talk about, there's no storytelling.
But this is like the quintessential 2 cents on nonsense, because this is the biggest nonsense. The man is sitting there telling you literally, like the guy who plays Orko is literally sitting there telling you what episode to go watch of the original series, that this entire thing's based off. And Kevin Smith is like, whoa, don't give away all our secrets. But there it is. But they have to do it because you guys don't want to be told a story.
It's absolute nonsense to think that they would give him, like, listen, he's not wrong. Oh, you want to go ahead and kill somebody that makes us money? Yeah, here's the door. No, it's part of a bigger story. It's continuing. It's building on the foundations of what was laid out here. And it's telling a bigger story than this was ever able to do. And like he said, at the end of every little episode, everything reset and you went back to square one, right? Like, that's not what they're doing here.
Daniel, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're wrong. Here's why. 100 pages before his big moment of sacrifice, Jesus. Okay. Well, here's, and Tony has almost 7 films before. What part of continuation of original series?
This is a direct sequel.
This is a sequel. This is not a reboot. This is not them like, hey, here's He-Man. Like,
this is not the 2002 series.
No,
this is a sequel. This is the continuation.
This is for people who watched those seasons of He-Man back in the 80s. This is the continuation of that.
Yes.
That's what this is. So they have plenty of backstory, plenty of time to go back. They're not trying to retell the story. He just told you, even, we're not trying to give you a daily episodic view of this character anymore. You've had that. We're not trying to recreate that. We're telling a story that has to do with them, with all these people that you grew up with all these people that you came out with. Like, we do know this He-Man. We do know this Adam, because we've been watching it. It's been there this whole time, for God's sake.
And they gave us some depth to these characters.
Degrassi, I don't know you. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, people are on the internet. I don't know. But I will say this to you. If you know Kevin, if you met your wife because of Kevin, if you broke bread with Kevin, and if you ever talk to Kevin, will you please just tell him, for me, that as a He-Man fan, this made me cry tears of joy.
Yes.
It made me feel things for Orko, for Mossman, for
Roboto.
Like, I leapt out of my seat when I saw Preternia, where they literally had recreated the playset, the Eternia playset for toys, with the giant cat and the things that go around, like the monorail things that go around. I leapt out of my seat when I saw Wondar. When I saw Wondar, the Wonder Bread He-Man, for God's sake. And if you're like, Wonder Bread He-Man, that's the problem. You need to just educate yourself. I'm not mad at you. I'm not being a gatekeeper. I'm saying, before you hate on something and you try to tell this man that he doesn't know what he's talking about, learn it.
Yes.
Learn it, because it's all right there. The champions of the past, Grayskull. Grayskull's not just a cool name for a castle. That's what we're talking about, lore. That's what I'm talking about, history.
Yes.
Grayskull was a character.
Yes.
You know,
I mean,
you got Hero.
Everybody
who became a champion because of the sword did not become He-Man. You had Hero, you had Grayskull, the original one, you had Wondar, and like I don't even know who those other two are.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's just
I want to know if they're connected to something. For God's sake,
I
mean, they even did callbacks to the movie.
They
Folks,
did.
when they put out the disc and they're like, remember these?
Yes.
Like it was such a nod to the fans who watched the movie, the live action Dolph Lundgren movie, because they have those discs and they fly around on them.
Exactly. It was.
What more do you want Kevin Smith to freaking do for you?
I mean, exactly. And the guy, it's I mean, it's nonsense. If you think this is that he's got an agenda to make you, want a female He-Man or anything like that, you're lying. You're wrong. You are wrong.
So please, Degrassi, if any of that is true, please, if you ever talk to Kevin Smith, tell him for me that there's a guy in Michigan, all right, that gets it. That I get it. I understand what this is, and I appreciate this on so many levels. And look, for everyone who's like, oh look, Enosh, he's getting all bent out of shape. He's yelling and he's screaming and he's like he's turning red and he's that's because Enosh is like he's he's bent out of shape and everything because I love this stuff.
I know, and it's exactly. And I mean, we've
call me crazy, but you know what? I get this guy. This guy right here. I totally get him.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Exactly. And I mean, we've had some laughs tonight, and maybe not as many as we normally do, but like we've had some nonsense before, but this is like utter, complete nonsense. The hate for this show, just to hate it and to spread lies about it, is complete, utter garbage and nonsense. You don't like it, that's fine. But to say that there was an agenda to ruin He-Man, to hurt people's feelings, it's wrong. There's nothing like that out there. It's absolutely wrong.
Then let this be our final battle. It's literally what Frank Langella's Skeletor says to He-Man in the movie.
Yes.
There are several Star Wars references in this show.
Oh yeah, there's so many. I think I was talking to Jarbo and other people about that too.
When Teela like destroys everything and she's just like, sorry about the damage. I mean, why can't you enjoy something just because it's a woman? Like, what the heck?
Yeah. It's like, come on. I mean, I'm just, I'm tired of there's just no reason to hate on it.
Yeah, people make fun of Kevin because he gets emotional, right? And because like he's cried and stuff like that. And and they'll make thumbnails of him and everything. I get it.
People dog Kevin Smith because he's a nerd like them who made a movie, Clerks, and broke into Hollywood and made it to the big time. That's why they hate him, because they ain't him.
As Tiffany and I say,
RJ, that's spot on.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah,
not they ain't us. They ain't us.
Whoa.
They're flat out buttholes.
Is that a Starfish reference?
I get my hands on you, I'm gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby.
They're all sitting on Matt Jarbo's computer.
I hope it. I don't know. Like that's just.
You all right there, Johnny?
That's just.
All right.
Just images there. The man has a hernia. Let him be. Okay?
Well, he's got to have a special chair. He's got to have a special chair, to get through his day, man. Does
your butthole itch?
There's no reason for all this He-Man hate. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
If you believe Doomcock's rumors, that's great. I don't.
Listen, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, it's and they're both using the same argument. Like, it's just absolutely stupid. You know, I mean, it's utter and complete nonsense. What do I mean? It is. I mean, what else? What else is there to say other than you're hating it? You're creating this anger just to keep people upset so that they'll keep watching you, keep giving you super chats going, yeah, you're the only one that really cares about us. Whatever. That's just absolute garbage.
He cares more about that puppet Cthulhu that he's got his hand up its butt than he cares about any of you.
That's the thing. Like, these guys out there that want you to stay angry, that's all they want. They want your money. That's the nonsense. It's just there's nothing. Yeah, I mean, they need something to hate on. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
But, you know,
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I want to listen to a little bit more of this because I encourage you all, again, watch this thing.
Yes.
Watch this thing because it's
stuff. But the point of the first 5, of course, is to set up the next 5. It's an arcing story that goes like this. And there's like when folks are going like, oh man, like you fucking, what's the word? They emasculated He-Man. I'm like, by making him sacrifice himself to save all of Eternia, like that's not sidelining, or he's not stepping aside. That's heroic. Like that's the point of a hero and stuff.
Right, he didn't go, too hot for me. Where's the exit? You know, it's
exactly.
like, I also feel like to come to your defense, the thing that frustrates me so much about this, like, lie thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that people are coming up, knocking on your door and saying, like, is it true that this happens in episode 4? Fucking 9 months before the show comes out. Well, how are you supposed to answer that question? You want people to watch the thing in real time. You want to see the story. You don't want to preload those expectations. You got to get tricky with your words.
So I want to answer a question. And Daniel, look, man, I love you too, man. Like I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at anybody, right? I just want this nonsense to stop. I want this thing of like not allowing people to enjoy anything to stop. And to answer your question about why viewers, first of all, this is a specific story. Kevin even says here, he's like, look, if you don't like my story, just wait around 5 minutes, because there's literally another He-Man story, like episodic thing, like the old cartoon, coming soon. Like this show is not necessarily for newbies. Okay.
No,
this is not necessarily for somebody who doesn't know what He-Man is. But you know what I'm going to tell you? Here's the thing, man. People are latching onto this story. My son Isaac is 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably seen a couple of episodes of He-Man. He even said to us, he's like, he watched the whole thing. He binged it, and he came back separate from me and Tiffany. And he came back to me yesterday and Tiffany, and he said, wow. He says, guys, I didn't watch it, obviously, like you guys did when you were kids. I didn't know anything about the lore. I didn't know anything about the mythology. I didn't know anything about Tila and all that stuff, whatever. And he said, man, this show was so great. I felt every moment of this, because even if you don't know all this stuff, when you see the most powerful man in the universe, and look, you come in, you know that He-Man is the hero, right? I mean, you can't come in not knowing. It's like going to a Superman movie and say, well, you know, and if Superman sacrifices himself, like, in part of the story, you're it's not like, well, he did. You know what I mean? Like, he did in Batman v Superman. Like, you may not know every Superman story or like every story that's been told, but you get it. Because when you tap into your humanness and what that means and what it means for a hero, to sacrifice all to save not only his friends but the entire universe,
to give these characters real stakes.
Yes,
right? To make the consequences. And
he also says in this interview,
matter.
He also says in this interview, you know, he talks about the fact that, like, it's the show that he thought he was watching when he was a kid.
Yes. Me too.
That we all wanted to play in our minds like there were stakes when we played with our He-Man and Skeletor figures. Hey, every once in a while, Skeletor stabbed He-Man and died, and like you said, you'd pretend like that he got the sword and he had the power, right, and stuff. And those are things we all pretended, right? And at the end of the day, we reset it and we went back and played with our toys again, But the thing is that he said, like, I wanted to show that there are real stakes. People can die. And they will. But I love what he says there. He says, do you think, this is a magical world, folks. Do you really think that they're just going to kill off He-Man? Like, do you think, for God's sake, do you really think, can we just have, come close.
Yeah.
For all of you guys who are really upset that they killed off He-Man, do you think that they would show He-Man dying? Like they just said, do you think that Mattel would go, oh, you want to kill off the main character? Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Do you think that they would have showed them going to their version of heaven and retrieving him? Literally, they go to heaven and get the guy because they need the guy. You know one of the best parts of this for me, Johnny, was when they go to Preternia, which is their version of heaven, and all of the champions that came before who had wielded the power sword, they're all in their mighty form, right? Because they all transform just like Adam did. Okay, from something to their form, to that form. And Grayskull says something amazing, because Adam is the only one who's in his lesser form. And they're all big and muscular and stuff and the whole thing. And he's just Adam. And they say he's the only one who's ever done that. Well, because Adam is the real person. It's what I've been saying about Superman forever. Clark is the real person. This is the story that Kevin is telling us. And it's beautiful. It's literally beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. It shows the selflessness of Adam. He-Man's the facade. Adam is the real person inside.
Well, and the thing is, like, we do learn that any of those heroes could have returned to Eternia, and none of them went with him, did they?
No, because because they established that is their reward for being a champion.
They're like, oh, you can go,
because once you leave, you don't get to come back. It's basically like saying you died and went to heaven, but if God sends you back to do something back here, or if you decide you want to go back and help something, that means when you die, it says you just go to dust. You don't get to live in eternity. You don't get your reward. You don't get nothing. And he risks that.
He's willing to give it up. The other ones aren't.
But don't you think that something has to happen, or somebody might have to do something to exhaust themselves for, I don't know, Teela to rise to become the sorceress?
Ooh.
She's like, he killed him a second time. Oh my God, he killed him. No, he killed him once. He killed him a second time. He's shooting it.
We didn't see that he was dead.
Didn't see that he was dead, first of all. But the thing is even if he was, don't you think that something has to happen? And don't you think that Skeletor being in the form that he is at the end of this thing is going to wreak havoc?
I mean, come on. There's going to be,
guys.
It's like, come on. We haven't seen the whole story.
Something is going to happen, folks. Something's going to happen. There's 5 more episodes. Watch the episodes before you take to the internet, making yourselves look like jerks. And ill-informed jerks.
Yes.
For that matter. I'm sorry. Johnny, it just pains me because I cannot believe, I really cannot believe.
Yeah.
Just the ignorance here. The ignorance here.
Yeah.
The ignorance of this.
I mean, and you know what? If you don't enjoy it, that's fine. So Daniel, like Daniel, other people, if you don't enjoy it, that's fine. But don't accuse Kevin or somebody else of trying to push some type of agenda. It's not like they went, how can we take a show like, and just completely ruin it and trash it and flip it on its head? That's not what they did. That's not what they're doing. Okay. This is something that when it's available I will purchase it and have it sitting next to my collection.
Mhm.
You know, because it's going in the direction that I like. That's fine.
Yep, it's like going to Valhalla. Yes, that's actually what it is. I mean, it's. I'm telling you, I love this video so much. I could just listen to Kevin talk about this.
To be able to weave around these traffic cones. And
I
it's
didn't even think I was tricky with words. I literally said Tila does no stepping aside.
I think you were, yeah.
She has a friend who's a girl, but not a girlfriend. She does not wield the sword of power. I'll
Right.
just tell you right now, man.
Wait, what?
I know, right? But he's lying, right? I mean, come on.
What? She has a friend, but is not a girlfriend?
But no, she's totally their girlfriend. They're together.
RJ, I'm right there with you. I'm serious. I'm gonna buy all this stuff. I'm gonna watch this as many freaking times as I possibly can because this is literally, He just literally told you there.
She's not gonna be wielding the power sword.
No.
Fucking, this is another spoiler. Netflix can be like, shut your fucking mouth. But she never wields the sword ever in any of the episodes.
That's
like, so everything
yeah.
I said was like God's honest fucking truth. And a bunch of people are like, you better apologize for lying. I'm like, I didn't lie. All of those things are fucking factually true.
But it's like rolling up to George Lucas and going like, why haven't you acknowledged that Darth Vader is Luke's father? And he's like, it's 1975. Slow your roll. I haven't shot the first one yet. Wait your turn.
I feel, look, the folks have,
That's great.
You apologize to Clownfish. Clownfish was the operation that our website and video show and stuff, whatever it is. And I'm not dismissing it. I have to be so fucking careful because anything I say, they're like, you're attacking Clownfish. And I'm like, I don't know. I've always been very fucking kind to Clownfish. So regardless, Clownfish, people are saying you lied to Clownfish. You got to apologize. And I honestly fucking believe with my heart, I put my child's life on it. None of those things I said are fucking lies. They're all factual shit.
Mm-hmm.
I will apologize for like leaning into it and tweeting and then hitting it again, tweeting again later on, simply to obfuscate from what I felt like was the thing I didn't want anyone to know. Same day that Clownfish's tweet goes up, there's some other tweet that said something to the effect, and again, we're spoiling the show, so hopefully everyone's seen it, that said something to the effect of, I hear they kill Adam in episode 1. So right then and there, I'm like, Jesus Christ, we're like fucking months away from this thing coming out. If this out, it's like, oh man, that's going to suck. And not because I'm like, oh, they'll all hate me and shit for emasculating He-Man. More because like, I just didn't want to spoil what was a cool thing.
Not only that, I mean, they're putting the spoiler.
Let me
Oh,
finish.
yes,
Internet,
please,
remember?
please,
So,
yes, internet.
While I was sitting there going like, oh shit, they're going to start talking about this, over here is a conversation that I can address. Like, that's like where they're like, hey.
And you know why, TW? You know why he names people by name and like actually stands up to this stuff and like and he's not backing down to this. He's not being rude.
No.
Right? He's not being rude at all. It's because he's a man.
He's not hiding behind a mask. He's not making anything up.
Nope. He's a man. He knows what he's talking about. And yes, I will I'm going to pin pin this. Actually, I wonder if I should pin that one or pin the other one that I put, because I didn't hold on a second. I'm going to unpin that real quick, and then I'm going to redrop it so that everybody knows what exactly it is, because I just put everybody watch this. So let me re-put this in here. Here is Kevin Smith's answer to haters. There you go. Please,
he puts them on notice. I mean, it's just.
There you go. There it is again. I will definitely. Oops. I will pin that now. There's a pinned message.
There you go.
He's addressing this head on like a man. He's not running and scamming anybody. He's not running somewhere and trying to downvote something, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
what's this? Earlier tonight, Robert Storms jokingly said he has no problem going to war with the fandom menace over this nonsense, and even made fun of them going off on Smith. Looks like another YouTube community merger may happen. Who's Robert Storms?
I don't know.
I don't know that name. But this is dumb. Yeah, Clownfish TV is now backpedaling, saying that while Kevin may be right, and the second half of the show could be good, it doesn't change the fact that he lied and did damage with the first half. So dumb. No, he didn't. No. He didn't do any damage. He didn't do anything. And like anybody who listens to this and just hears him out, we're only going to listen to a couple more minutes of this, and then we're going to close up. But I think that this is important because we talk about this nonsense all the time, and we've been exposing this nonsense, Johnny, for a long time.
Exactly.
Now,
and this
quite
is
a few months.
Yeah.
So we've been discussing this, and now this stuff, it's the last few months, it's all been coming to a head. DOOMCOCK got exposed by his own friends. Yeah. Everybody's leaving. Nobody wants to be known as the fandom menace anymore. But God only knows what they're going to try to emerge as.
Exactly. I mean, hate can only go for so long, and anger before it just eats itself. It's like poison. Hate, anger, that kind of stuff, it's poison, and it'll eventually destroy you. And it's just not worth it.
It's not. None of that's worth it.
Man, I hear He-Man steps aside. Tila, has a girl, all the things I said. So I was like, I can answer this and maybe take attention away from this over here. And mercifully, that never got louder. Yeah. Like nobody ever knew. So that when the first episode played for people, they were surprised. Yeah. So I hope. I mean, some far too surprised and very vocal about it on Twitter. Which, like, again, I understand. Like, I'm a fan of things. I don't get that vocal if somebody does a thing that I don't care for and stuff like that. Yeah. Like I love Twin Peaks. I didn't care for the Showtime sequel years later, but you didn't see me on the net going, "What the fuck, David Lynch? You ruined my childhood." And shit
exactly.
Like that. It's like, generally, for me, you'll never hear about the shit that I don't like. That's just kind of the way I operate and stuff. But as a fan of things, I understand what people like. It's not what I fucking wanted it to be and stuff, and that's absolutely fair. I'm a man of peace. I don't like fighting with fucking people. It so irritates me.
James,
that this is going on, that there is a
part 2's done, dude.
And
it's already done.
Like
they're not going to adjust it for this.
It's a very vocal contingency that I pointed out. Like at one point, I talked to my Netflix friends, and I was like, "I mean, did you see this? Like, are we in trouble?" And they were very kind. And this is not meant to mock anybody, but they were like, "Kevin, do you think we decide to pick up other seasons of shows based on the audience rating at Rotten Tomatoes?" And I was like, "You don't?" And they're like, "Fuck no." And so at that point, like, it didn't matter. And then, this like is here. I'm like, this ain't me being smarmy. I know someone's gonna paint it otherwise and shit like that. This is just
I'll be smarmy.
If you don't like something, kids, don't fucking talk about it. Yeah. Because when you draw attention to it, somebody else goes, "What's that?" So there was an article that went up, few articles, right? The one I saw was on Uproxx, and there's a few other sites that talked about how we were review bombed, which is a practice where a bunch of people like fucking hit a project hard with reviews. I retweeted it, and people were like, "Hey man, fucking you only got bad reviews because it sucks. This is not review bombing and shit. These aren't bots. These are real fucking people." And
eat my butthole.
Yes, I get it. Yeah, I'll happily eat your butthole. I was not saying
all
that.
you had to do was ask. Ask kindly.
Totally. I'm right there. Yeah. But this was like I all that butthole talk really distracted me.
Sorry. You're hungry.
I am. I'm ready to eat a fucking butthole after 160 fucking hours and shit. Fuck, what were we talking about?
The review bombing, putting attention on a thing you don't like. Yes. Streisand effect.
The Streisand effect. That's absolutely right. There's an articles talking about this review bombing. I have nothing to do with the articles. I retweeted the one article and I said, like, "Oh, at least we're in good company. They did this to the boys and Captain Marvel." many people were very quick to point out they only did this to the boys because they were putting out one episode a week, and Captain Marvel, like, why would you compare yourself to that? If those are your two, you know, fucking rocks you're standing on, your fuck and shit like that. So, you know, when people hate a thing, they fucking find a way to defeat you on every point and every turn. And so they were acting like I said that we'd been review bombed. I was literally fucking quoting an article that was up. That review bombing thing, like, it was so weird because I'd been a witness to it from the outside in other occasions. I remember when that happened to the boys, and I was like, how strange. And when it happened to Captain Marvel, you know, never did I thought we'd be at the epicenter of it, but there we were and stuff. And so naturally, I was like, oh my God, what does this mean? Like, is it gonna bum anybody out, or are we gonna fucking be in trouble? And the folks upstairs, like, put it on Front Street, and this is not me being a dick, man. This is just me kind of explaining, like, how counterproductive it is to go all in against something you hate. Their reaction was like, Kevin, this is amazing for the show. And I was like, yeah, but all these people are mad. They were like, yes, it looks like about 5,000 to 10,000 people have written nasty things. And they were like, but we have 210 million subscribers. And I was like, oh, so mathematically we're safe? They're like, safe as kittens. So like, you can do it. And I ain't trying to stifle anybody's freedom of speech. Absolutely, go ahead and stuff. But it won't do what you think it's going to do. Yeah. I too, like them, was like, oh my God, this is a bad thing. Yeah. And they were intending to do a bad thing. And I'm not saying it's a nefarious plot or bots and shit, but all the people, like, it's a little suspect that are, you know, what is it called? Fucking certified fresh. Yeah. And then our audience rating is like in the toilet and shit.
Right.
But so just so everyone doesn't say like, he thinks it's a fucking conspiracy. I'm not saying that. That's what I read. I don't know what to think at this point and shit like that. But I do know this much. Based on what I was told by the people that, like, pay my salary, that doesn't matter to them. Like, they literally don't care. Somebody did send me tweets where, like, I was on Comic Book Men one season, and I was like, yeah, I was a big He-Man fan and shit like that. And they're like, aha! Like, as if Netflix is gonna be like, Kevin, you should have told us. There's the door, you know. That shit doesn't, like, matter to anybody who writes a fucking check or something like that. So you can like, rumble, young man, rumble, by all means. I was 20 once, and I fucking hated things as well. So and pop off as much as you like.
You're wrong, Conzilla.
My Twitter stream is like, honestly, but
Tila's
95%
not He-Man.
love fest to people who are like, this is amazing and blah blah. Very complimentary. I thank all those people. And then 5% of you ruined my childhood. You're a cuck. Fucking a lot of very derogatory. And then some people who aren't even derogatory, who just write long tweets about how I ruined it and stuff like that. Long, thoughtful tweets. So, you know, in that stream, it's still positive. Like, it's like, I'm like, other than, you know, me going like, oh my God, this Uproxx article and reaching out to the powers that be. The moment that they were like, oh, what are you doing? Like, don't worry about it. Suddenly I got to kick back and, like, literally enjoy what's going on. I mean, we worked real hard.
You were sweating bullets this morning when I showed up at the stash, and I said, like, look, I'm reading fucking everything against my therapist's suggestion.
That's what I gotta get. Somebody in my life was like, why are you reading this?
That's also not true. My therapist retired years ago, which is why I'm reading the comments. but I said, like, look, man, I'm reading all of it, and most of it is so positive. And the people who are positive for the exact reasons we hope. Yes. And then we got to spend the day actually, you know, after a pandemic, coming face to face with people and having them really say what they,
at the Revelation celebration at the stash.
Plug. But that's stuff.
Can't plug something that's sold out.
I can plug things. No, because people listening to this in the future, they've invented time travel, and they're like, I'll go back, I'll get a ticket for that.
Could you imagine? That would mean we might have time travelers in this audience as well.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Anybody here kill baby Hitler?
I'll say
my man was like,
congrats. Thank you, Mazel. I'm Jewish. I can make the joke. The thing I was gonna say, this is once again, people allowed to dislike the thing, allowed to criticize it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, right? This is the thing that bums me out. Is a lot of the sentiment I have seen, the negative sentiment comes with this tinge of, like, why did you waste your time doing this or putting this in the show? Real fans don't care about that. Right? And inevitably, a lot of that stuff will circle back to the presence of female characters or people of color or certain subjects, themes, or this or that.
There were certain hot buttons for
Right.
a lot of people.
Haircuts.
Tila, of course, is one.
People furious about haircuts.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, man, that's like ripped off. I was like, yeah, it was ripped off. We stole it from Kyler Lee on Supergirl.
Yeah,
she did that to her
cool.
hair one year. I was like, that looks wicked. Let's do that.
Yeah, she looks awesome. But yes, it is always framed with this, like, that's not what the real fans care about. Why are you doing this stuff that's going to go wasted on real fans? And the thing I really don't like, and I say this as
the real fans
possible, is
he's hitting all the
fans
points.
defining which fans count, other fans
Yes.
count.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at something like MOTU that's 40 years old, has had all these different things. I was saying to you earlier today, the first stuff written for MOTU was the mini comics that came with the figures, because they didn't have a show on the air yet.
Yep.
And when the show comes out, they negate a lot of the stuff in the mini comics. And you see fans online who go, once they started the cartoon show, the thing was over for me. Right? I was out. Then they ruined the character. I liked him better when he was a barbarian. He went and met a green lady and she gave him a harness. Right? That was for me.
That is the mini comic.
Right. That's the last time He-Man was good for me. And then there are people who go, it ends when Filmation ends. I only like the 2000 expert. I like the comics. I like this. I like that. Right? People like it for different reasons, and different people like it for different reasons. And these people,
and some people, there are a lot of people who seem mad at us who were big fans of the Mike Young production 2000.
Kongzilla, this is absolutely not true.
Fucked that up, and I'm like,
absolutely not true.
We couldn't even touch that. That wasn't allowed.
He explains it.
Allowable.
He's literally telling you what happens, and you just don't want to accept it for face value. So like, I don't know what to tell you.
Right,
I don't
and
know
that's
what to tell you.
More or less valid, right? And the other part of it is some of the people who are
they're
not
being
just
as respectful as they possibly can, while absolutely
of the community, people who are hosting podcasts,
addressing it head on,
doing cosplay, and writing the bios.
He didn't
on
lie.
The
He-Man is absolutely a part of every part of this.
You're saying don't matter and don't count as real fans. Not to mention the people who work on these things themselves, built the building blocks of the things you're loving in the first place, have played these roles, have written these parts, have done this animation, what have you. It's a big bummer when I see people going like, why are you trying to please them? They're not real fans. Who are you to say? You're a real fan. I'm not going to tell you you're not a real fan just because you're being a dick to these other fans.
Yeah.
That's your choice. You're a real fan.
It's always been fandom, though, as far back as I can recall. It's a bunch of people dressed like stormtroopers going, look at those fucking jerks dressed like Vulcans.
Right.
But, you know, it's tribal. I've always gotten that. And going into this, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, I've always felt like, oh my God, everyone will love this. Like, it's so sweet. And it, you know, it's not even me taking credit going, I'm a great writer. I had a lot of help. And also, even the shit I did by myself was predicated on shit other people did years and years ago. So there was very little creativity involved. There was very much taking all the assets and all the backstory and mythology and shaping something fairly new and stuff. So, like, in doing that, you know, I had a lot of help. The Powerhouse Animation kids, our directors, Pat and Adam, writers in and of themselves and how much they added to the show and whatnot. So this ain't just me going like, I like what I do, so I thought everyone else would. But I felt like for the first time in my career, like I made something that more than Kevin Smith fans would enjoy. And I was like, wow, and it works. And like, I think it's going to play. And it's doing that. For a lot of people, but some people it's not doing that for it. But you know, in my child's heart, I hope that it would have blanketed everybody. I hope it would have made people happy. Like I've never once tried to be fucking divisive in my career. It's like a running joke in my fucking career. I've been doing this shit 27 years. And then I wind up doing shit that like makes people mad. And it's not my intention. There's some people that are provocateurs who like go out of their way to fucking piss the audience off and stuff like that. I'm so not that guy, man. I'm just like fucking like I'm a stoner. I'm like, I don't want no fucking hassle and shit. And my whole career, like shit will happen where it's, you know, like fucking Chasing Amy. Some people got mad. Dogma. Yeah. A lot of fucking people got mad and shit with the death threats.
Yeah.
Jersey Girl, oddly enough, a lot of fucking people got mad. Fucking yoga hosers, like periodically, Mallrats, even some people got mad. People that loved Clerks were like, fuck this Mallrats. Maybe we put you where you are, and this is what you make. Fuck that. So there's no matter what you intend, like, and I had the purest intentions for Masters of the Universe, like you'll wind up hitting people who are like, you suck. But this is one of those moments that links up with the other big you suck moments in my career. Now, some of those moments turned out later on, I didn't suck so hard. Like Mallrats, they came after me hard going, this sucks, particularly the critics. And 10 years later,
sequel.
Exactly.
Right.
10 years later, the audience found it and fell in love with it and shit like that. So I know I've been doing this long enough to know like this will absolutely pass. I know there's some people that some people send screenshots of I've canceled my Netflix subscription and shit
Good
like
for
that.
you.
Yeah, it's like, good luck watching Bridgerton now. You're only hurting yourself. What are you going to talk about around the office? Come on, you're playing yourself.
You know, there's 5 more to go. Hopefully, when they see the people that see them, people that enjoy it will enjoy it even more. And then hopefully the people who are like, this isn't what I wanted, will be like, now this is what I'm fucking talking about. But there will always be, I feel like, a contingency of people that are like, no, this is not it for me.
No, they'll be like,
I've gotten like the single best reviews of my career. I got a certified fucking fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. That never happens for any Kevin Smith shit whatsoever. But oddly enough, if you look over at the audience score, it's like the worst of my career and stuff. So, you know, and neither truly tells the story, I guess. Yeah. The truth is somewhere in between. But I know it's being watched a lot. Yeah. So we'll see what happens there.
It's exciting.
So
there you go.
So there you go, folks. That's it. I want to address this Kongzilla. He lied! Get over it, dude. Smith isn't infallible like you think he is. Look me in the eye. I don't think Smith is infallible. There's a lot of Kevin Smith movies that I absolutely hate. But you know what? When it comes to Masters of the Universe, you're wrong. You need to get over it because you're wrong. Go watch the original series. He actually spelled it out for you. Go watch episode 6 of season 1 of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Because you know what? Here's the problem. Here's the problem. You want me to get over it? People need to get over the fact stories take time to listen to. They take time to listen to. Exactly. All right? They don't, you know what? Johnny, I'm so sick of, and this goes back to everything I've been saying about Star Wars, all this other stuff, right? Is this right here. You know what this is? It's a bunch of butthurt people that wanted to know what the ending was before they even saw it. They don't care about story. Yes. They don't care about being told a narrative. They don't care about going on an adventure like they did when they were kids. No, you know what they want to do? They want to relive their childhood. They want to be able to watch it like it's an old episode and know what was happening before it even happened. Guess what? Doesn't work that way. I want stuff that I actually can enjoy, that I don't know the ending to, that actually falls in line with the with the lore, with the history, with the mythology of whatever it is I'm watching, but opens up for new ground as well. And I'm sorry, if you want to know so bad how it ends, Tila becomes the effing sorceress. There you go. Are you happy? Can you get over it now? He ain't infallible. He's just right this time.
Nope. Exactly. I mean, I
don't know what else to tell people.
It is. It's nonsense. You're just and
now you know. Now you know. You're all happy. Y'all can go back to your internet corners and suck on your doomcocks. All right, and just be so happy that you know what's going on now and that you were right and that you're so much above everybody else, right? Because you know so much more than everybody else. You're full of crap. You're absolutely full of BS.
Yep.
Get over yourselves. Get over yourselves because you're not infallible and you don't know everything. And obviously, you don't know stuff about He-Man if you can't appreciate this freaking thing. I'm sorry. Yes, I will go on an Enosh rant because this pisses me off because I'm a fan of this stuff and I love this stuff and I live this stuff. Like I said, I didn't just ignore the boring parts to get to the He-Man cool flashing lights and Cringer turning into Battle Cat part because I wanted to see He-Man throw somebody and then do this weird little pelvic thrust thing that he used to do in the animation. Get over yourselves. I watched the whole episodes. I read all the mini comics. I read all the comics for God's sake. I was there. I lived it every single day after school and also as I sat and read things by my bed. Don't tell me that I just need to get over that. I just don't know because you know what? I'm not some fly by night nerd. I know what this stuff is. I know the history. You don't have to be that. I'm not closing you out. I'm saying If you don't like something, you don't understand it, look it up.
I mean,
it's all right there for you too. Nobody's keeping you out.
It's not worth you getting this upset about either and spreading lies about.
Oh, and attacking a man who tried to give you something pure and real and good, and is literally sitting there bearing his heart to you and telling you, look, I am not trying to be controversial. I literally took something, the one dangling thing from the original cartoon that was not discussed, Teela's future, Teela's destiny of becoming the sorceress. And if I swear to God, if you're sitting there going, what? The sorceress?
Yeah, then
they're making her the sorceress. Oh, she's all powerful. No, she was already effing gonna be that back in 1983.
It was all laid out. It's a continuation of that same story. I mean, and Step, thank you. I mean, that's
yes. Step with a $20 super chat. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Step. I love your avatar, by the way. Step with a $20 super chat. Thank you. Says, I thought it was really good. My only complaint was that it was only 5 episodes long. Yeah, I mean, like, look, that's why it was a cliffhanger, right? Like we got this cliffhanger that it's like, what? Like when you see that moment, you're like, what? That like Johnny said, that's a moment that I played out with. For God's sake, you're gonna make me get it down here, aren't you? Yeah. I'm gonna grab a couple of my guys here. Like how many of us as kids it was like, yes, I will possess the power sword. No, you won't, skull brains. I'll defeat you every time. Not this time, He-Man. I have a special thing in mind for you. Let's see what I brought. A magical rock star energy drink. Oh. What? It has given me. Yes, it's given me the power. I'll defeat you. Not so fast.
Oh.
And now I will combine the power sword with my havoc staff. Now I have the power. Yes. Love it. Love it. You don't have to like it, but you have to see it. Watch it. Love it. Suck on it. It's there. The power sword is in your face.
Exactly.
Take this havoc staff, for God's sake. There it is. I win. You all know you played this when you were a kid. You finally got to see it on the freaking screen and you're complaining. You're griping. You don't know what you want. You want something new, but you don't want anything new.
Exactly.
You want something fresh, yet you don't want to accept it when someone gives you something fresh. For God's sake, Skeletor has to tell you this. What is wrong with you people? For God's sake. Everything is not woke. I'm evil and I know this. Jeez.
I don't know what to do.
Are you serious right now? I have to deal with this. You're all a bunch of fakers. Bunch of fake fans is what you are. Don't even know the lore. Don't even know. You probably never even watched the whole. For God's sake, you didn't even watch a whole episode. Did you? You didn't even watch an episode, did you? No, you never even watched the show. All you saw was He-Man tricks. I had the power. I had the power. Oh, yeah. Look what I did. I held the sword aloft one day. You got past the freaking intro. The only people that know about this is Ram Man. It's not even Ram Man. For God's sake. It's like Man at Arms. Yeah, he knows. Sure. I go this whole time and I don't even know that he's He-Man. What's wrong with you people?
It's like, come on. I mean, people.
The sorceress. God's sake, that woman. Had to deal with her every episode. Flying around as a bird. How do you compete with that? She's a bird. How would you take care of that? Huh? She's flying out. He actually, Kevin Smith says in here that he had a moment when he was going to have her fly out as Zoar and land outside at the beginning. And that the people who were holding him accountable, yes, imagine that. He had people holding him accountable. Oh my God, I can't believe that. He actually had people holding him accountable. Oh my God, writers, people who knew about the original show. And they told him, no, you can't do that because she can't exist in that form outside of the Grayskull Castle. Yes. Yeah. Yes, people actually knew this, and they actually held Kevin Smith accountable. Oh, imagine that. I mean, even this numbskull down here. Yes, I even knew that. I would have told him that. Shut up!
Stop it.
Big buffoon. They told him that Zoar couldn't, only the bird could come out, and she couldn't take a human form. And he was like, oh, okay. He wasn't like being a jerk about it. He was like, well, I got to tell my story because I'm a big time director. I'm Kevin Smith. I just want to have my way. Come on, just let me have my way. No, that's not what he did at all. He said, oh, that's the mythology? Oh, okay. Okay, well, then, yes, I'll change my story. Imagine that. But no, you don't care about that, do you? No, Kevin Smith sucks. Kevin Smith sucks. He's a big nerd, and he made it. I didn't. I'm sitting in my grandma's basement.
It's like,
I'm over here typing on Rotten Tomatoes. That's your life. That's you. That's you right now. I'm on Rotten Tomatoes. I have the power to post on Rotten Tomatoes. Look at my power. Look what I'm doing. I got some power for you right here. I don't even know what more to say anymore.
Bony.
People get on my last freaking nerve. 30, 40 years of all this junk. I finally get a victory, and you all want to just gripe about it. For God's sake, I finally get a one-up on the man. You know it's going to end up where I lose. Come on. But no. Oh, they killed him. Oh, my God, they killed him. Oh, did you see? They killed my precious He-Man. Oh, you think he's freaking dead? It's a cartoon. Oh, it's real life. He's really dead.
Exactly.
God's sake.
Wah.
They killed poor He-Man. Skeletor finally got one up. I got voiced by Mark Hamill, for God's sake, this time.
Exactly.
I finally got some respect on my name, and you all want to take it away and gripe about it. Can a man get a win? Look at my face, for God's sake. My girlfriend's yellow. Look at her. People are griping because she wasn't yellow in the cartoon. Literally griping because she wasn't yellow. She wasn't yellow in the old cartoon either. For some reason, they made her the action figure look like Marge Simpson.
Well, they're not wrong.
No, I get it. But still yet. For God's sake. You know what? I honestly don't have a problem with you. You're doing your thing. You do you, boo. All right? You do you. You did a good job. Yes. You're going to be the emperor. You're going to be the emperor. I said, you see, you got me all mixed up. I said the emperor. It's okay, Tina. Don't worry. I'm not mad at you.
It's okay, Padme. I mean,
don't you start that. Now you're going to get all the Star Wars haters riled up, and they're the same people. So I guess it really doesn't freaking matter. No, she's got to be the freaking sorceress. I know. Look at her haircut. Oh my gosh, she's so butch, isn't she? Oh, she must be a lesbian. I want to get. I'll tell you what. Why don't we get Evil Lynn back up here? Maybe Ram Man and Fisto. That'd be a night, wouldn't it? Now, yeah. Oh yeah, you'd like that, huh? Put Triclops in there, and you got something, don't you?
The woke is strong in you.
Goodness sake, so sick of these people. Anyways, so not much else going on here. Any other comments that I should see? Yeah. I want to see Tila and Skeletor. Well, yeah.
Well, I mean,
who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want to see that? For God's sake, that'd be awesome. It'd be a step up from that yellow girl that I've been dating. I mean, come on. Can't you tell I'm a hero? I have yellow all over my face. See what I did there? Who knew Skeletor was a hero? All of a sudden, I have yellow all over my face. My face is actually supposed to be white.
Oh my!
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
What's this right here? Ram Man made Fisto Stinkor. That's great. That's great.
That's awesome.
You don't own Snake Mountain. I've got 5 payments left on that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Dropping truth bombs.
Well, look, I've been held back for 40 years. Nobody's been believing me this whole time.
I've been saying it this whole time. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's very nice of you. I appreciate that. Yes. I don't even think I do a very good Skeletor voice, but
It works.
it gets the job done. I think the visual is more than anything. It's not really the voice. It's more the visual of it. I wish I had a screen so you didn't see this guy behind me, but I'm trying to do my thing. I'm trying to block him out. Same as I've been doing with that big meathead down there for a while. I try to block him out, but what are you gonna do?
It happens.
This is what I said, Paul. I tried to get her help. People got to get their own help. You can't force them. She didn't get vaccinated either. It's a whole problem. Snake Mountain been on lockdown for several months now. Can't go outside. Can't go anywhere. Can't do anything. I mean, Eternia, they lifted the mask thing, and I can't go anywhere because she won't get the job done. And now she's all yellow. And it's just crazy. It really is crazy. But maybe I can come up with a spell or something. Saxus Maxis or something. I don't know. I put something on
it. See, Orko can whip something up.
Orko. They gave him. He beat Scareglow for God's sake.
Oh, Scareglow. That was good stuff.
What's his name? The Skeletor doesn't say the power scepter is mine, beast. Now look, he may not be a grifter, but I am. You all expected me to say stuff for free. Oh, the other guy gave $20. At least I agreed with him. I'm just kidding. I'm fans of all of you. I love you all. Yes. Okay. So what does it say? The power scepter is mine, Beast Man. Ah! That was a horrible laugh, by the way. That was a horrible Skeletor laugh. It's been a while. I haven't been in anything for a while. It's been quite a while since I've actually started anything. There's not really that much of a demand for someone like me, to be quite honest with you. You would think that there would be. Every time you see a skull face, you'd think that I would get that part. I am the ultimate of that. But no, they never do it. They never give me the part. I go in, I read, and they're like, oh, he's so typecast. We know who he is. Evil Lord of Destruction. And they never give me the job.
It's hard. It's Skeletor's got to eat. Got to find some work, man.
Exactly. My face might be made out of bone, but my body's not. How do you think I keep these rock hard abs? For God's sake, I need protein.
Heart of gold.
I need protein. Oh, we all need protein. You all should eat more protein. See, you'll lose more weight. You'll feel better. You'll feel much better if you eat more protein. I drank that energy, that rock star, but really that's not good for you. You shouldn't be here. I'll show you what you do. You pick these up right here. The Premier Energy protein shakes. They're really good for you. They really are. They come in many different flavors. I just got the peanut butter and chocolate one. It's really good.
Ooh.
It really is good. Yes. It's
chocolatey.
It really is. It really
delicious.
It's absolutely delicious. It's nutritious. Could I have one? Nobody asked for you, Ram Man.
But I wanted to be in the show too.
No! There was only 5 episodes. What are we going to do? Introduce every single character? Your picture was in there at the beginning. Now shut up and get out of here.
Okay.
Anyways, we should probably bring this thing to an end. This is kind of the best part, tearing apart all these haters was great, but I really think that this was pretty fun.
This was good.
Did I like wearing? Questions for Skeletor. Okay, did Skeletor like wearing a cape? Of course I did. It was very regal.
It was
very regal.
Very metro.
Very metro. Yes. Let's see. By the way, Skeletor, how does it feel when you carry the sword? Well, listen, I've been carrying a sword for quite a while. Yes. Well, but I get your point. It felt so powerful to finally have that sword all to myself. I've been tracking that sword for so long, and to finally hold it aloft and say those magic words. Can you believe that Prince Adam was He-Man the whole time? Who saw that coming? For goodness sake, nobody would have even thought that was a thing. And here we are 40 years later, and I'm just now finding out. I mean, come on, the PR department should have told me. I've got cameras all over Snake Mountain. You would think I would have saw something.
You'd think he would have figured it out.
I'm a Lord of Destruction. I've got magical powers, and I didn't even know that. What the frick? It's literally what the frick? What the frick?
Ooh.
Let's see here. Is it true you didn't get credit for playing Ghost Rider? This is something that really pisses me off. If I'm being quite honest, I did play Ghost Rider, but they didn't use all of my stuff. To be honest with you, a lot of it was CGI. I like to do my own stunts, and people don't always like that. People don't always like it when you do your own stunts. You know, they always call you a liability. A liability. Me, the Lord of Destruction, a liability.
It was sad. Sidelined in your own film.
Beastman! Beastman is always a liability, not Skeletor. I'm the one coming up with all the plans. All these other bumbling fools always messing up my plans.
They take away from your glory.
Yeah. Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You really are not wrong. I mean, but I'm sorry. Did I take over your show? Are you jealous now? Ooh, you're so jealous. I took over your precious Poindexter Lounge. What's next? Am I going to get my own show on your precious Poindexter Lounge now? Maybe Friday nights at 10. Is that a good? What do you all think? Should I have my own show, my own talk show, right? Like Time Out with Skeletor. I don't know. You know, just getting snaky with Skeletor. I don't know.
The hard bone of truth from Skeletor.
Oh, I like that. The hard bone of truth. Yes. Well, you know, some people are having to swallow a hard bone of truth with Kevin Smith today. I just have to say it's yes. Anyways, it is what it is. Yes, we shall let the comments decide. We'll see if we bring this one back. The Skeletor Lounge. Ooh, yes, lounging around. Have you seen my sexy picture where I'm laying down and I'm looking at the camera all sexy like Burt Reynolds? Yeah.
Like,
hey girls, would you like to know what's under the loincloth? Yes. But I thought that I knew what was under the loincloth. Nobody wants to know what's under your loincloth. Nobody wants to know what's under there.
No or go.
Why
Bad
is it?
Or go.
Why is everyone trying to hone in on my action? But I sacrificed myself and I was the hero. Shut up!
I want to see his thing.
Don't we all? Don't we all? I mean, that's really what this is all about. I mean, you know, why don't you come over here and we can
pound it?
I got drops too. Yes. Yes.
Pounding
You
the bone.
know what I'm really looking for is a lady. A lady maybe with you got the drop ready? A lady with
It's like a lot of different tentacles and like massive stomach.
Yes. I'm in a feud right now, you know, Johnny.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm in an internet feud with Matt Jarbo.
Oh, really?
Yes, I put this little thing together. Wait, check this out.
I get a lot of takes wrong. Jarbo Damas.
See?
Oh, Jarbo Damas.
Yes, can I ask you a question?
Johnny? Yes, go ahead.
Does your butthole itch?
I apologize. The timing on that was bad. I hit the wrong part and it pulled up the name instead, but you get the point. You know who I blame?
I blame the Poindexter Lounge 100%.
Yes.
It is. It's his fault.
Why? He sucks.
Nerds.
That's all this is. I'm surrounded by nerds. You just see all the toys around here? For God's sake, I'm the best of all of them. Always have been, always will be. just is what it is. Anyways, so I'm done. Thank you. My name is Skeletor. I'll be here all week. So tip your wait staff. Make sure to tip your wait staff. If you want to see more of me, make sure to tell that buffoon back there. And I guess this actually went pretty well. It was a good way to end this whole thing, I think. Actually, helps to reflect on things and.
It adds some perspective.
Yes, the hashtag Skeletor Lounge. Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, baby girl. What's hey? I like. First of all, I like that name, baby girl. Yes. The Bone Hub. Dum dum bum bum bum. That's a drum beat, that everybody was doing. Yeah.
Bone Grotto.
I don't know if you want to see the Bone Hub, but give me a call. Call me, baby girl. We'll arrange something. All right. Anyways, my time is done. Thank you. You've been a great crowd. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone at the lounge. Have a wonderful night. And remember, these idiots suck. Masters of the Universe Revelation is fantastic, if not for the reason that I win in episode 5. Spoiler alert. Ha! Suck it. And suck it, Warner Brothers, too. I'm on that bandwagon. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Goodbye. Amazing guest, Johnny.
Yes. It's always a good get for Skeletor.
Stop this. Peter Rabbit's Defender. I love you with all my heart, dude. I love this with all my heart, man. But you seriously need to watch the video that I have pinned to the top of this, because this is just, dude, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you, man.
Well,
Peter Rabbit's Defender with a $4.99 super chat. Look, everybody can have their own opinion. I get it, but he says, I'm sorry, Inash, but I have to say, Master of the Universe is as bad as Joss Whedon's The Nevers and John Wick 3's third act. The P1 show just as silly as JW3's third act. I don't see it. I don't see it. You know what? At least you're not harping on the stupid things that all these other people are harping on. And
yes.
Look, if you have a subjective reason why you just don't like the show, that you feel that it didn't satisfy like the writing that you wanted to see, or something like that, you know what? I'm fine with that, and I can accept it. I can accept it. I don't agree. I don't agree with that necessarily, but no bones about it. But well, we all know Skeletor does that. So
well, I mean, he is a hero.
Wait, are you asking for this? Is this something that? I mean, I can make a return, a glorious return. Yes. let me think about this. See, we got the Bone Hub. We got Skeletor OnlyFans and Skeletor Fs. Yes, I think I like that. Ooh, did I just see H Bots enter? Let's see this. Can I read H Bots' comment?
Okay. Oh yes.
Okay. So, Enosh, people think I'm human because of your vlog. My real form is the thumbnail pic. Yes, it is. It is. Yes. By the way, Johnny, did you know that this buffoon back here, this meat sack back here, he went to go see H-Barts last week? Did you see that?
I heard something about that. I did. Looked like there was a little bit of a party going on.
Yes, he did. He went and visited H-Barts to his first 21st birthday. Happy birthday, H-Barts. See, I'm Lord of Destruction and totally evil, but I can still wish a happy birthday to a nice guy.
Exactly.
Happy birthday to you. You live in a zoo. You smell like Beastman. Look like Merman too. Yes. Okay. I was gonna show the picture. Yes, the picture of H-Barts here. Everybody wonders what H-Barts looks like, right? Have you ever wondered what H-Barts looks like, Johnny?
Yes.
Yes. This is what he looks like right here.
That's perfect.
That's H-Barts right there.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yes, it is. Yes, that's H-Barts. Actually, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's actually a video. It's being unprivatized. It's only been so far for members and patrons. What? How do you say that?
Yes.
Yes, it's patron. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yes, patrons. And but it's going up live for everyone tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. here on the lounge. And it's this video right here, hunting for a gift and going. Could you have made a freaking longer title to that? I mean, good Lord, it's horribly long. Even Music Man says so.
Well, he's, you know.
Good night. Hunting for a gift and going to H Bart's 21st birthday party. Could you just say, like, it's H Bart's birthday party? End of it. You got to get in there and get out, Johnny.
Get in, get out, quit mucking about.
Yes.
Yo-ho,
I mean,
yo-ho,
look,
yo-ho.
if you join the Patreon or the membership, you get videos in advance. Inash is releasing 2 toy videos tomorrow. It's his day off, so he can actually edit them. Right. And then I think that's really it. But wait, hold on. Somebody says they said something. Oh, Megapodtastic, that guy, that crazy Joe guy. He says he sent something for my OnlyFans. Let me see what we got. Oh yes, that's my picture. Yes, that's the picture I was talking about. Would you like to see what my OnlyFans is going to look like, Johnny?
Oh yes.
You want to see my OnlyFans? Okay, hold on. I'll show you my OnlyFans. I know the crowd has been wanting this for a while. These kind of leaked before, but I think it looked pretty good. I think it looked pretty good there.
Oh my.
Sexy Skeletor. Yes. Oh. Yes, baby. Oh, give it to me. Give it to me. Dum 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 dum. You wish you had abs like that. You're wrong. Anyways, I left once.
Oh, that's
I left once, Johnny, but the people wanted me. Yes, too sexy.
They can't help it.
I'm too sexy for my face. Too sexy for my face. Get it?
Hey-o.
All right. I'm really gonna leave this time. If you want to see more of me, just let that idiot know back there. And Johnny, it was nice working with you.
It was great. Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
All right. I do want to show you guys one thing. Can I show you something? So, for all of you who have supported the lounge over the last while, you know that a few months ago we actually started a program when I went down to the Superman Museum for the first time down in Metropolis, Illinois, and they have a walkway of bricks there, Johnny, where we've talked about this, where they have you can dedicate a brick to people, family members dedicated to each other. There's been some celebrities down there, and people just put nice things. Well, we came back from that. We put together a GoFundMe thing. The lounge put in a good chunk of that money, and then people dedicated to that. And so we purchased a brick. And today, a lot of you know that I talk about this Superman, this Superman fan page that's on Facebook that like drives me just the heck up the wall because it's more people who don't know what they're talking about. But today I woke up to this, Johnny. This Adam Clapper guy had seen our brick, took a picture of it, and put it up there. Now, he cut off the bottom. The bottom says for the Poindexter Lounge, and your mini executive producers. But he got the point, and this is the real point anyways. If you seek his monument, look around you, to the family of Zack and Deborah Snyder. And he just posted that on that Superman page. And you know what? That made my day, dude.
It's pretty cool.
That absolutely made my day that somebody saw it. So yeah, so it's kind of cool. So guys,
Awesome.
you guys made this happen. Those of you who gave to the GoFundMe and put this brick down at Superman Museum, and this is now inspiring people down there. And so good on you. Good on you. So all right. So that's it. Yeah, Bruce, you just missed it, man. You missed the whole Skeletor rant.
You'll have to watch the replay, Bruce.
You'll have to watch it. Is that Bruce? I know Bruce. Bruce and I go way back. No, Skeletor. No. You had your chance. Okay. Anyways. So thank you guys for joining us. I think we've proven our point tonight. I think we've gone over it.
Yes.
Like I said, pinned up at the top of the comment section here is the entire interview. It's like 2.5 hours long of Kevin Smith. And, Johnny, I just don't understand this nonsense. This is like some of the craziest stuff I've seen in quite a while for anybody to say the stuff that they have.
It is. And, it's nonsense. And that's why we're here.
It is. And so if you guys find any nonsense that would like us to cover, we're definitely open for it. So I gotta say, everybody keeps telling me about this guy, this Justin is Lost guy.
Yeah,
I've watched his stuff, and I'll be honest with you. It's just not.
It's not very engaging.
No, he's just not. I don't think he's at the level.
He's got to up his troll game a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's got to up it a little bit better. We'll keep watching him. We will keep. We'll be like the Emperor. We will definitely take an interest in your future affairs. Yes. we'll see. But hey, guys, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Always fun for 2 cents on nonsense. This one I knew was going to take a little while because we had the DOOMCOCK video and then we had the Kevin Smith video.
Yes.
And so, but I think that it goes and proves the point. So, I apologize to the Richard. I brought the Richard in the other night and he shared amazing stuff about He-Man, but tonight was just 2 cents on nonsense. And it was just, we had already gone through all this stuff and we were really at the end. So there really was, we kind of exhausted everything that we wanted to say, but the Richard is always welcome. But yes, check out his conversation here at the Point Dexter Lounge the other day.
Yes.
He's got some amazing paintings. He's got some amazing stuff that he does. And, it's just really, really cool. So, anyways, Johnny, tell people where they can find you if you want to.
Yeah, best place to find me and call me a beta male is either on our Point Extra Lounge Discord, or you can find me on Twitter at _Johnny_pop.
Kong, I didn't block you. Who blocked Kong?
Somebody modded you, I guess. I don't know.
So again, to my mods, I've told you guys this, and like serious, I'm very serious about this. Unless somebody is just being absolutely, off the rails, spamming, being, very derogatory and rude and calling names and stuff. I don't want to ban people. I do not want to block people. So Kong, I apologize to you because look, I am not about that at all. And I was not the one who did it. So, I've got mods. Most of the time my mods are really, really great. And I appreciate my mods. I've got great mods in here and I appreciate you guys who are mods. But please don't be so quick to do that. Because of that right there, because my whole thing is about having conversations. Like even with this show, that's what the show's about. We point out some things that are nonsense, but it's also to spur conversation. And so Kong, I absolutely from my heart apologize to you that happened to you. I don't know what you may have said or what happened that caused somebody to do that, but I apologize because that is not that's not I didn't do it. So I apologize for that. That happened. Unless you were doing those things, then I'd say, well, then I kind of understand it. But no, you understand what I'm saying. So but look, I want to have conversations, and I do. I respect people's opinions if they have legitimate things. Well, I'm very, very sorry, man. Says the mods blocked me 5 times at least. I wasn't trying to be rude at all. No worries, bro. I don't mind if you like the show. Heck, there's plenty of things I like and my friends don't. Yeah, look, look, at the end of the day, that's what we're about, right? And like I said, if somebody has like legitimate issues, like that they don't like something about the show, that's fine. The problem that I have is like when they start like making stuff up, right? That it's woke, that it's this and that it's like all these other added-ons that like don't need to be added. Like those have nothing to do with the actual show. And those, when they start calling her a lesbian and like, she's obviously not a lesbian. And even the guy who made the show tells you she's not a lesbian. You know what I mean? Like a haircut doesn't make somebody a lesbian. That's people making assumptions, right? And so like, that's neither here nor there, but it's no, I totally understand. And like I said, I apologize because that's not how I try to run this thing, man. Like I've got a voice and I use my voice, and on Sunday nights when we do the show, it's kind of a different thing from a lot of our other
exactly
shows. But if you timed Kongzilla out, will you please message me I think I'm gonna have to message all my mods and just be like, look, you need to get a hold of me before. I mean, unless somebody's just being very abusive, please don't just pull the trigger on somebody. So
little quick on the trigger.
Yeah. So that a little quick on it. Just like DOOMCOCK. Yeah. Well, thank you, man. I'm glad. All right. So, next thing, yes, the Care Bears are going to come out next, and then they're going to hate that because that's going to be completely woke and full of
the woke bears.
The woke bears, yes.
Let our SJW powers combine. The woke bear stare.
Well, I am too, Paul. So
that's my butch going right now.
Yes. So, all right. Well, Johnny, did you tell them where they could find you?
Yes.
I was reading that whole thing,
totally.
And I was like, I don't know what was said there. So yeah, so I was trying to figure that out. Let's see. Degrassi says, I'd like to see you cover the nonsense about Mattel potentially losing the rights to Masters of the Universe.
Oh yeah,
hoops those nerds jump through are staggeringly plentiful. Well, I'm gonna have to do some research on that.
Yeah, that's some nonsense right there.
Interesting. All right, guys. Well, hey, like I said, you know what? Don't even get us started on Rainbow Bright. No. Anyways, I'm gonna go watch some Rick and Morty.
Sounds like a good plan.
I'm gonna watch some Rick and Morty. It's that time. So, anyways, love you guys. Like I always say, don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter, and don't tell anybody that their fandom doesn't matter, and don't lose it when Deanna Troy farts.
Smells like flowers.
Probably does. Smells like the Enterprise. Smells like warp speed.
The ship will clean itself.
Self-cleaning. Anyways, but thank you all for joining us tonight. We're always so glad to have you guys.
Yes.
And 2 Cents on Nonsense every Sunday night around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But like I said, don't tell anybody that their fandom doesn't matter, and don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter, but seek to have good conversations and try to just be respectful, right? That's the most important things. Be respectful to people no matter what. And if you do that, you'll always have a place here in the Poindexter Lounge, because the Poindexter Lounge really is a place for all nerds. I leave you with these 2 words of wisdom tonight. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
I hate the word content. When people say they're putting out content, it means they're putting out garbage filler material because they have nothing to say. With that being said, I have now completed my content for the day.
I just want to thank you for being here and being my friend. It's always good to have someone you could count on, and I'm glad you're that for me.